Hey everyone, welcome to Level Podcast. This will be the last episode of 2025, which will end with us discussing our top five video games of 2025 that we played. So tonight, of course, again, we have two guests that were here before for last year's, which is the Comic Man, the Dan,
Hello.
and Great White North, Jason.
Yo.
And of course, first time around as far as being on this episode of us doing the yearly top fives for video games for 2025 is Sayian one.
Or you just call me Anthony, whatever you want.
Yeah, yeah. All right. And welcome, Anthony. All right. So yeah, guys, this been has been a really good year for video games. I at least feel there's been some really good hits and some things that we did not expect that would have came out in this year of 2025 that we got, especially a certain game that won just 9 awards at the Video Game
Oh,
Awards. So to have a turn-based RPG come in and prove that turn-based RPGs can be the thing when everything is like, oh, we gotta go to the modern audience. We gotta have the action-oriented stuff. There's a lot of good stuff that came out this year, even retro, re-inspired games that we didn't think we were gonna get. But so I figure what we'll do is I will start with a Dan, then Jason, then Anthony, and then me at the end for. So we'll start with our number five.
All right. Well, my number five. Hello, everyone. By the way, again, uh, my number five is a little bit of a cheat because this is actually a 2024 game, but it only came out on the PS5 in 2025. I don't have an Xbox, not because I don't like Xbox or whatever. I just never got around to getting one. And since Xbox has stopped doing exclusives, really, since Halo's coming to PS5 next year. Madness, but it's coming to PS5 next year. So basically, Xbox is done with exclusives, and that's fine. That means I don't have to buy the Xbox. I can just buy Xbox games on the PS5 when they eventually come out, which I did with this one, which was Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. This is a fantastic game. I loved it very much. It feels exactly like the original films, the first three films. The next two don't count as much. But it felt exactly like it was like playing through one of those movies. They actually because in the timeline it comes between Temple of Doom and Last Crusade. It actually references Raiders. It references Temple of Doom, and in a weird kind of way, it also references what will eventually happen in Last Crusade. But yeah, it was really fun. Playing through uh, an Indiana Jones adventure, a modern Indiana Jones, I mean, modern gaming Indiana Jones adventure. I played some of the older games. They're fun too, but they lack the modern sensibilities of the modern gaming scene. Right. So this was a lot of fun. I think the only thing that I kind of wish was that it wasn't in first person. I think I would have preferred it if it was like third person instead, and you got the over the shoulder camera or something, right? But first person, especially when it came to the fisticuffs, I think doesn't work as well. It just feels like it would have been better as a third person, especially when it comes to the fisticuffs, because there's a lot of punching in the game, which is fun. But I think it just would have been better as a third person. But yeah, I think Troy Baker did a good job, sort of aping Harrison Ford's voice in this as well. So because Troy Baker was the one who did the voice for Indy in this game. And yeah, it's just a lot of fun, a lot of puzzle solving, a lot of adventures, a lot of punching, and a lot of Nazi punching, which is exactly what an Indiana Jones. I mean, what we all need in real life, frankly. It's just a lot of Nazi punching, which is great. It was yeah, so it was really really fun, and I'm glad that it did come eventually to PS5. I'm glad that Xbox at least is done with exclusives, and maybe they'll keep it for a year or two on their system, but eventually it'll come out. At the Game Awards, I think they mentioned that South of Midnight was coming to PS5, and I believe Keeper as well, which are two games that I really, really want to play. I've heard nothing but good things about, but are stuck over on the Xbox and PC side for a bit before they eventually make it to there. Now, if just Sony and Nintendo could let go a bit and we could get everyone could play everything on any whatever system they wanted, that would be great. But yes, so thank you, Xbox, for releasing this on PS5 because it was a great game and I loved it very much.
Yeah, it's one that I have not. I played up to when you go to the Vatican, and that was about it. I haven't had time to
That's
really
really
kind of.
early.
Yeah, no, I haven't
Yeah.
really got to
Yeah.
dive deep into it, and I want to. And
Even the DLC on this was fantastic. Like the DLC was really, really good too. It was just another little mini adventure. It was great.
mhm. Yeah, I agree with you. I feel like the best way they could have done an Indiana Jones game would have been like Uncharted, honestly.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But this was a good alternative, and I think this is the same studio or some of the developers that did the Chronicles of Riddick, so it feels like playing those games
Oh, okay.
for Indiana
It's
Jones.
it was Machine Games, right? So or yeah, it was Machine Games. So it's the
Yeah,
guys who do I mean they're more used to doing first person because they do the new Wolfenstein
yeah, which
games.
is fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're great. I love also Nazi. Well, that's more Nazi shooting, but like it's also, we
yeah.
basically I think Machine Games is pretty on brand of hating Nazis, which is good. Um yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I didn't get up to very far. I am happy that that game, fired up my computer and heated up my room so nicely, but with the graphics card, it was very well done. I didn't know that wasn't Harrison Ford's voice. That
Oh yeah.
that kind of came as like, hey, I was this days old and when I found that out. That's awesome. I didn't,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it really really is a good game. I did not get very far either. I only got up to the Vatican part and that was it. But I really did enjoy that game a lot. I have some time that I have slated in between Christmas and New Year's that I'm definitely going to go revisit it and just play. So
Yeah.
I think it's
I think you guys will enjoy it a lot. And yeah, like I said, Troy Baker did a really good job aping Harrison Ford's voice because
that's
yeah,
good.
most of the time I forgot. Like I knew this going in, but like as you start playing, you forget because Indy has a lot of lines, he says lots of things, and it sounds so much like Harrison Ford that you forget. You forget it's not Harrison Ford. And it's also funny because like Harrison Ford is on record of saying like he will do whatever as long as you pay him enough. So they probably could have gotten him for this if they,
They
but
could
Troy
have.
Baker was probably cheaper.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Probably. I have to try the game. I haven't played it yet. Glad it came on the PS5. I just don't get into the Xbox route unless it's on the Game Pass, perhaps,
Yeah.
because I can
Mm.
do it on my computer. But
Yep.
I'm an Indiana Jones fan. I've always loved those movies. I grew up watching that and Star Wars. So to have a new Indiana Jones game that actually looks really good and whatnot, I definitely got to try it out. So
Yeah. So
good
yeah,
pick.
that's my number five. Indiana Jones and the Great Circle.
All right. So it's been a tough route to figure out which one was going to be number five because there's top three games that I have slated perfectly fine. Four and five was a little trickier, but I'm going to go with something that's like I don't have a you know disc because I bought it digitally. It's a game called Awaken Astral Blade. I don't know if it was released this year or last year, but it's a Metroidvania style game. Um, it's hard to describe the whole story of it, but basically you're just this android that was stuck on this planet trying to help out the townspeople and going into this lush environments and um, just trying to figure out what's going on. And then it gets very twisty with the plot and all that. She's actually more integrated into what's happening on the planet versus just trying to help out people and great music, great atmosphere, and gameplay. I just had a lot of fun, and it was one of the better Metroidvanias that I've played in the recent times. And I saw it on sale for like less than $10. I'm like, oh, I'm going to try this out. And it's on the PS5. I'm sure it's on other systems though. But yeah, that's pretty much my number five that I played this year. Like I said, I don't know if it came out this year or last year, but I noticed it recently enough and just picked it up and enjoyed it. So I just wish I
This
had a way to show you the picture, but
So
but
I'd not heard of this before, Jason. But I've just added it to my wish list because it does look quite good.
okay,
Um, and yeah, it's on PS5 and Steam at least. I don't know where else it would be, but yeah,
yeah.
So
it does look very,
awakening
very good.
what?
Awaken
Awaken.
Astral Blade.
Astro
There you
Blade.
go.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a Metroidvania style game.
You know I love me my Metroidvanias, so
Yeah, I've that was another reason why I kind of thought of it. I'm like, hey, I know Dan loves his Metroidvanias. Maybe I'll throw in
yeah.
one that I really enjoyed. So,
I saw this today on Steam. It was a recommendation because I was playing Gunvolt.
Oops.
oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I did see this today. I thought the cover art was really cool.
Well, that's what caught my attention in the first place is the art style, and I love anime and a very anime style. And I thought, oh, I'm gonna try this out, and I loved it. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I put it on my Steam list. I'm gonna see if I can get the physical for it.
That'd be cool if I can get that.
If it
Yeah.
exists. Yeah, a lot of these
If it
indie games
exists,
don't
for that
have.
matter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Play
Well, I
Yeah.
think
Asia.
you.
Play
Hmm?
Asia.
Ah,
Play Asia.
Well,
All
gotta
right.
forget about them.
I think you
Yeah.
being in Canada, I order a lot. Do you know VGP?
Yes, I do.
I buy a lot from VGP. So VGP is excellent Canadian money. American, like Canadian money is kind of cheaper than American, but you get great deals. They're excellent. I'm not plugging it, but I think
You you own stock.
yeah, my okay,
Sponsored.
my 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 friend, is a co-owner in the store, but I don't get, like deals, but they're if you're looking for stuff and Play Asia's gonna have it, VGP kind of has it as well. So it's kind of like a
Hmm.
good way to bypass like Play Asia with the shipping and all that other stuff. And I think they're pretty
I
good.
think for me, Play Asia's closer, so the shipping
Yeah,
is better.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for shipping's better.
you're
Yeah.
Yeah.
definitely
Um,
lucky.
Walmart has it.
Oh,
Oh,
Really?
So
Okay.
yeah, there's a collector's edition. I guess it was only physical released in UK from what I'm
interesting.
looking at. So I have
ah,
to, but
might
it
be
is
Play
on
Asia.
Play Asia, yeah, for $40.
Oh, not bad.
And
I
it's
would
I think
Wow.
I would get it for that price.
yeah, it's got like some collector's edition stuff, so like an art book and some other stuff. So
Wow,
that's
I
pretty
think I
cool.
need to add to my Play Asia cart.
Yeah, me too. Okay.
Play Asia has such good stuff.
There we go. I'm
Yeah.
glad you guys are at least somewhat interested.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
So,
said the magic words of Metroidvania.
Metroidvania.
All of
I
us
was
are
like,
that.
yep.
so my number five, I played it early in this year because I was actually practicing for a tournament that I was in. I'm big into shmups, shoot 'em ups. So my number five would be Zanak, which is on the original PlayStation. Um, it's a really good game. I like the level designs in it. The ship, you have three different ships that you have to choose from. I physically don't own it. I played it on my Mister.
Hmm.
It is kind of up there, I guess, what we would say in prices and with things going on, at the beginning of this year and stuff like that. It was kind of harder to get like, Japanese games in. But if you guys have like a chance to play it, the music is excellent. Each stage, the music is great. The level designs are great. The ship designs are great. It is a very undermined shmup on PlayStation because you have stuff like Night Raid and everybody's like, oh, it's like a great game too, and like whatever it is. But I feel for my fifth game that I would have to rank up there would be Zanak. I played close to about 150 hours of it to try to get as high up score that I could and do practice runs on it. And I really fell in love with the game. I thought it was great. So it's on one of my lists to buy, but it's up there as my number five.
How do you spell it?
Ooh, um,
I was
let me
trying to
read
look
the.
it up real quick, and I can't spell it for the life of me. I guess because I do like a good shooter like those.
Yeah, when I tried to look it up myself, it came up with some kind of medicine. So I'm totally not spelling it right.
Yeah, I'm
Exactly. That's what
definitely
I
not.
thought. Oh, shoot 'em ups could be a good medicine of its own right, but
Yeah, I'm trying to look up now. Nope, it brings up a picture of Cloud or Zach.
Oh wow, interesting.
Yeah, I'll look it up. I'll let you guys know what it is.
Yeah, that works.
all right.
ZANACXZANAC. AC.
Okay.
Okay, I got you now.
Zanuck, I guess, or Zanac, whatever.
Xanic X
ZANAC.
Xanic.
Zanuck?
Yeah.
Okay.
Zanuck, I'm saying it wrong then. Yeah. But
What?
that's let me see. Yeah, this is definitely it.
Yeah, it looks like Raystorm as far as the ship is design is
The
a little bit.
music the music blows away Ray Storm and Ray
Raystorm.
Crisis.
Oh
Yeah,
wow.
blows them away. And surprisingly enough, like I'm a big working design fan.
Hmm.
And
Ooh.
but this game is leaps and bounds
Okay.
over
I'll have to
this.
look into that.
Yeah. Oh
Give it a
wow. I was
shot.
looking at eBay. It's like 109 to 780.
Oh,
Oof.
geez.
That's probably disc only for the 109.
Oh,
Man, that's
God.
crazy.
Yeah, eBay's nuts for it.
And it was a Japanese title only, right? Did we get it
Uh-huh.
here in the US? Okay.
Yeah, it was Japanese only. They never
Uh,
ported it over. Yeah, 199, 135 import from Japan.
Wow. Okay, so my number five um is definitely on the side of it was like nostalgia. It was 2D action. It was something that I was not expecting this year. But Sega was all like, "Hey, we're gonna do a bunch of games for you guys that are gonna be right up your alley for old nostalgia stuff." And that was Shinobi Art of Vengeance. I love this game. I got to stream it. The art style is very comic book manga-y. I like it felt really good, especially this whole year. We got some really good ninja games, but yes, this game is amazing. Here, so but yeah, I believe this was the only one that you had to do through limited run. You couldn't get it through anywhere else except for maybe Play Asia for a physical release.
Oh,
Yeah,
interesting.
because
I bought it at the store here.
oh really? Wow,
really
wow.
Yeah, yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
I bought it on your recommendation, in fact, Vince.
Yeah, yeah,
But yeah,
it's
I was able to just walk by into the store and grab it. Yeah.
mhm. The what was cool was it kind of deviated from like the style of the original Shinobi titles, right? So it gave it this feeling of a Metroidvania in a way because you had like levels you would go through, but there's be certain parts you couldn't get to unless you came back with certain upgrades that you got to be able to access other areas, which was
Hmm.
really cool. And to me it just nudges above Ninja Gaiden Ragebound, and I really like that one as well. But Shinobi Art of Vengeance was just pure music, nostalgia. There's certain levels that are like that feel like they're pulled out of Shinobi 3, the first Shinobi. It's just a lot of really good set design. I mean, stage designs, enemies. The combat's fun. It was just it blew me away that we were getting a Sega game with this quality for the nostalgia that it brought. But yeah, that's my number five. But,
Did it have the dragon?
yeah, I
Hmm.
believe so. Yeah.
Oh wow, Mecha Godzilla.
Well, no, well, yeah, well, you fight a giant demon that's a giant kaiju. So I'll put it that way. It's
That's
like,
cool.
yeah, because it does take place after, I believe,
3?
three. I think this is like technically four in a way.
Oh man.
Yeah.
And it's not Joe Musashi, is it? Or
It is, Joe.
oh, it's Joe. Nice.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And hey,
I'll have
what's
to
funny is
definitely
it's
play it.
like there and it's voice acted. That's another thing that's really cool about this. The whole thing is voice acted, except for Joe.
Whoa.
All you get for Joe is ugh,
You got to be the silent
grunts.
protagonist.
Right. All you get is
Blink.
grunts. but it is amazing. It is definitely worth playing, and it out of both Ragebound and this was the best one. And I haven't even played Terminator yet. I'm waiting for my copy to come in
Oh yeah.
from from Play Asia, so that's going to be a bit. But I'll probably just end up picking up it digitally, so I can at least play it and then have my copy physically.
That got amazing reviews.
The Terminator, yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
it looks
I'm
so good.
curious
So let
I,
about
me
that
let
one.
me let me walk back my earlier statement. I in fact did not pick it up here in Singapore. I picked it up in Germany, as you can tell by all the German words.
Oh
But
wow, wow.
it was just in the shop. Like I just walked into the shop. It was one of those big like big box like Best Buy type of shops that had
Hmm.
a lot of electronics. It's called Saturn.
Okay.
And yeah, I walked into their video game area and I picked this up there on your recommendation, but I haven't played it yet, so I can't.
Oh,
It's not on
so
my
good.
list for that reason. But yeah,
Yeah.
I know that you loved it very very much, and so it's
Hmm.
been yeah. I was like I got to grab it because at some point I will play it. And yeah, as I remember you saying that it had a little bit of a Metroidvania bit where like you have to
Yes.
go back once you get certain power ups and such. Yeah.
And like I other than like two things, I mean like there's a hidden boss that unlocks once you don't do everything. I haven't been able to beat him yet, but I haven't had time to like kind of learn his patterns and fight him. And then
Mm.
I think the other one is to play it on hard. And so I'll have every trophy other than that. So that's one I want 100% it at some point.
That's not a platinum I'm getting.
Uh,
I definitely got to play it. I purposely not watch much footage of whoever was streaming it, such as you and I forget who else was streaming it. But
I
and
think
same thing,
Lit
yeah,
was, I think,
Lit
yeah.
was
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
and Ragebound as well because obviously I do like the Ninja Gaiden series and having a 2D ish style of Ninja Gaiden was just like, oh man, in 2025 we're getting that. That's amazing. And then Ninja Gaiden 4 coming out later on too, which is another game I gotta get into as well.
It's great.
Um, I do want to play this Shinobi because I did like Shinobi 3, which is my favorite of the series personally. And it's just nice to see the Sega Genesis or Genesis, Sega in itself, just doing a game that's pretty cool
Yeah.
in 2025. You know, like so yeah, it's awesome that it's getting some love both series and its 2D format, so to speak.
Hmm.
out of curiosity, just to ask you guys since we're on that topic, have you played any of you played the Shinobi for Sega Saturn?
No,
No.
I played
Okay.
both ones on the PS2, but that was the only one I missed out on. Was the one that was on the Saturn.
If you have a Mister or
Hmm.
something where you can, emulate it, it's very good. It's like very like kind of live act. The movement's like live action and stuff.
So
Not
it
like
has
an
the
F.
Mortal Kombat feel to it, to where it's
Yeah,
the.
yeah.
Mhm.
It was. I thought you were gonna say like FMV. No, it's more like a Mortal Kombat S type of thing with the fighting and stuff. But
Hmm.
it's very well done. Very well done. Maybe if you guys want to
Yeah, I've
just try
seen
that
it
out.
in action. Like I've seen the Game Beaters actually stream that. So that was a long time ago now. But yeah,
Yeah.
um, yeah, I remember it being that Mortal Kombat esque
S type
graphics
of
and
thing.
things like that. It looked pretty cool. But I know I never played it.
I have my Pi, so I'm gonna see if it's on there at some point and see if I can, and if it's there, I'll play it that way because I have the Pi 5, so it should play for just
Oh,
fine.
I just purchased the original on Master System after getting this one on PS5. Just because I was like, you know what, I've actually never played a Shinobi game, so I was like, let me grab that because I found it for fairly cheap somewhere.
All right, so we are now at number four.
Mhm.
Number four. Okay, so
Yeah.
my number four is I don't have a physical copy of this, but I did stream it with Felicia. We enjoyed it very very much. It's Blueprints. It's an indie sort of roguelike game, puzzle game where you are tasked in building out a the rooms in a mansion. And by building out is you draw the card and then you place the room down in the mansion and you're trying to reach room 46. But there's only 45 spaces on the board basically, right? So you're trying to get from the front door to the back of the mansion and then once you finally reach the back of the mansion, because there's one room place in the back of the mansion, you have to get not just attached to it, but you also have to figure out how to open the door because
Hmm.
it's got three doors, but all those doors are closed until you open it. And then once you get in there, that's when the real game starts because it's not the end of the game. And there's lots of different puzzles. There's a great narrative thread that is drip fed to you as you sort of build up these rooms and you find different documents and um, you unlock other puzzles. Sometimes you get something that you don't know what it's for until like 3 hours later, and you're like, oh wait, I know what this now. Oh wait, I you finally find the puzzle in a different room, and you're like, wait, I know how to solve this because I found the key, a million years ago. And it's a wonderful little game um, where you're just like it's a pretty simple premise, right? Like get into room 46. But it's so fiendishly clever. There's like I said, there's so many different puzzles. And like while Felicia and I we made it to room 46, we did eventually make it to room 46. Um, there's still so much more to discover. There's a lot more game beyond that. There's like you to try and sort of flesh out the story, to try and um, get all the because like a good roguelike, there are um, uh, what's the word? Uh, Permanent upgrades, right? But also the upgrades that are only for that particular run, right? So the permanent upgrades, you got to find more, try and find all of them. And there's lots of things to discover, to things that you couldn't use in the like even certain rooms that don't show up until after you found room 46. Then they start to show up in your deck that you can try to put down. So yeah, it's a wonderful little game. Like it's really funny because like we're not I'm not much of a trophy hunter. Like if the game is fairly simple, I will go and I will try and get all the trophies. Or I really enjoy it a lot, I will go out and do everything so I can get every trophy just so I can extend my time in the game. This game, the first trophy you get is probably when you finally find room 46, and then every other trophy you can't get until after that point. Which is kind of amazing because like yeah, it's like the devs really were like, this isn't the end point. This is merely one of the things that you want to achieve, but there's so much more to achieve, and that's why we put all these other trophies after that. Like rooms that, like I said, rooms that you can't unlock until after you've found room 46. And it's just like I said, it's just a wonderful, like very puzzly game that we really enjoyed. And half the time Felicia and I were just like, uh, what the hell is happening? I don't know what to do next, right? Like, but it's in a fun way because like every run, you're gonna get a new set of rooms. You're gonna get new things to discover, new things to find out. There's so many books to read. There's a library. You have so many books you can check out and read. You have to buy books from the bookshop, put in the library. It's amazing. It's just I don't want to go on too much because I feel like I'm accidentally going to reveal something that I shouldn't reveal. But yeah, it's a very fun game that I think it's not. I think it was available day and date on the PS Plus, which is how we
Hmm.
ultimately ended up playing it. But at some point, it will leave the PS Plus catalog, and then I will have to buy it. Hopefully, they'll make a physical release. I don't think there is one. I haven't checked to be perfectly honest, but I hope that there will be one if there isn't one yet, because I would really like a physical release of Blueprints. It's a really great game. And that's my number four.
I am 8-bit has a
It's on
uh
PlayAsia.
yeah, and you can also apparently you can get the retail edition, which is on Amazon, Best Buy, GameStop, and Walmart. And then there is the I am 8-bit edition, exclusive edition on iam8bit.com.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. And there's a
Yeah,
vinyl soundtrack coming out in next
I
month.
just found it on PlayAsia, so now it's in my cart. My Christmas cart.
Yeah.
At some
Keeps
point,
growing.
Felicia will look at this cart and be like, no, remove some of this.
No, it was definitely cool getting to watch you get to play that at the end and stuff when I got to
Hmm.
pop in and watch it because I had
So
questions.
you put the
Yeah.
rooms down like tiles?
Yeah, you put them down like tiles, and like each tile has, some rooms have one door only, so like it's a dead end, or it's only got two doors or three doors, right? So like you have to try to snake your way up eventually to get to the last bit there. And like
That
I said, there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff to solve along the way.
it reminds me of Carcassonne. I don't know
Yes,
if
a little
I
bit. Yeah,
oh
yeah,
wow. Yeah, I'm like looking at it now and I'm like, "Oh man, I love Carcassonne."
yeah.
So
Carcassonne the
I
board game. Yeah,
it looks I'm very much interested in that because I love
yeah,
games like that. Tile placing, you have to figure out like which door would go where, and yeah, that's really cool. I'm glad you brought that up.
yeah.
Those are
Yeah,
very
it's and like
nice.
sometimes you like in like like all good roguelikes, sometimes you have to sacrifice a run to get something very specific that you know it's going to end your run, but if you don't have this, having this thing, whatever it is, will help you in the in a previous run in a not a previous run, a following run.
Those are cool.
Yeah. It's a good time. I used to not like roguelikes because I was like, I want, my linear story. I want to be able to, but then like things like this and like Hades really kind of sold me on roguelikes and how story can really like a proper narrative can work really, really well in a roguelike. I haven't tried Dead Cells yet, but I've heard that's another good one.
Hmm.
So these are the things that like these are the games that kind of sold me on roguelikes and actually that because I'm always been a big story guy. Like I want my story, I want a big meaty story, and I always felt like if I have to keep starting over and over, how's this gonna how's the story gonna work that way? And these games really sold me on it, and like yeah, actually it works really really well. And Returnal's another one. Returnal's kind of a roguelike.
That's a
Yeah,
fun
Yeah.
game.
yeah.
Definitely a good game there.
Like I said, it's a roguelike because the rooms change as well. Yeah, there you
Yeah.
go.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Returnal changes every time you go through a different gameplay.
yeah. So yeah, those are there you go. It's a really good roguelike. It's got a really great story. And there's lots of beautiful art as well. Like it all has this really interesting art style that I really, really liked. And yeah, every time we discovered something new, Felicia and I were like, "Oh, this is the thing. We figured this out."
Yeah.
That's
Well,
That's
awesome.
great. Definitely gonna get that. I like roguelike games, and having a good story definitely helps.
mhm.
Yeah.
All right, so I was going back and forth on number four, and just while we're talking and all that, I'm looking at all my games, and I just noticed one that I recently streamed, but I know it has been out for a while. It has the third game's out this year, um, but I never played it before this year myself, the first one, and that is Little Nightmares.
Hey.
This game was phenomenal. I absolutely enjoyed every moment of it, playing that little character trying to get away on this giant boat that I didn't know it was a boat until halfway through the game. But I just love that it's kind of a puzzly game, but it's an adventure game and your stealth game, and there's so many different things about it, and still kind of survival horror, which is right in my niche. I love that. That's my second favorite genre of all time. Um, I had a blast playing this game. The music is very ambient, but not bombastic either. It's just a lot of fun. I don't know how else to describe it. It's just you're trying to get it all with this ship that you get stuck on. And I'm very curious what the sequel it brings to it because I believe you play six again in part two and then part three. So it's two new
Not quite.
characters. It's not. Okay. I didn't
No,
know
it's
that.
not quite. At least not to start. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I will be getting into part two probably this year coming, but it was a recommendation from Eugene and or EC Myers, and my girlfriend bought me the game as well. So perfect
Nice.
combination of a good time. So I know it's an older game, but it's the first time I played it this year. I never
Yeah.
played it before. I never even had it on the radar until this year. So I'm happy to get into it.
I do recommend the sequel as well. It's quite good. I've not played three either yet, but I think it's not done by Tarsier anymore. Little Nightmares 3 is a different dev team.
Okay.
But the first, I think the first two games are quite good, and Tarsier has excellent monster designs. I really like them a lot. And their new game's coming out next year called Reanimal. which is has a
Okay.
similar vibe to Little Nightmares. It's like little people trying to escape from things, but
Hmm.
all the monsters are animal based. Like the trailer looked really good.
Yeah, I
So
did.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I'll
I've
have to look
never
at it.
actually played any of them, but I have the first two.
Oh man.
There's just ones I need to sit down and play them.
Recommended. Very sure,
Yeah.
very much so. If you like that kind of stealthy survival horror and the create, I mean, monsters is a weird term. They are like big
Creatures.
size humans, I guess you could say, and they just want to eat.
Yeah.
And so they're going to try to eat you. But no, I highly recommend it if you haven't played them yet,
Yeah.
especially since you do have them.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
It's a very good time. They're not very long either. You
no,
can knock it out in maybe two streams, Vince, if you decide to stream it.
Okay.
Like
Okay.
that's because you stream for quite long, so you might
I
even be able to knock
do.
it out in one
I
stream.
do.
Yeah.
I do. All right. Anthony, what you got?
I have an old, old game. It's been on my list for a while. I picked it up at the recent retro expo that I went to, and it's old, but it's they
Yeah.
for
okay.
I've
Sega
never
CD.
played it and I want to. It's like one of the ones I want to get, but
It's it's really interesting. I got it with the map and everything. It's a working design game. Like I said, I'm big into like working design and stuff, but the opening animation is great. Like it's what working design is, and like you traveling around the world, and it's of course turn based. It's like turn based RPG, which is my big wheelhouse besides shmups and survival horror. And it's kind of like where you would have the characters. So the characters are in front of, like, your characters, you're looking at them from behind, and
hmm.
your enemies are in front of you. And the voice acting isn't as horrible as working design can get, but it's clunky, when you get into villages and stuff like that, and trying to piece things out here and there. Because remember, it's on Sega CD, so you had like the Sega Genesis controller trying to do all of this if you didn't have the six button. I was really, really happy that I got it for a reasonable price, and I played it. I did not beat it. I must have played it for about 3 hours. And then the way life gets, where you get busy, but I enjoyed it, and I'm definitely going to go back to it. I think it's an excellent game. So if you guys ever want to get like into something like that, or look at, a game that has like you have to look at maps to figure out where you're gonna go, read have context clues within the text of, hey, you have to do this, but go here or go there or somewhere. It's an excellent game. It's very old, kind of like RPG, but it's a solid RPG, like, nonetheless, with that. So that would definitely be my number four, would be Vey.
Now you're saying that the monsters are like a facing you kind of thing, and you're
It
facing it. It's
it
going to be a lot.
kind
Like
of
Yeah,
Fantasy
that's.
Star. Yeah,
I was
Fantasy
going to say
Star
it's
esque.
like Fantasy Star.
Fantasy Star,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, just like Fantasy Star. I got the map with it. I mean, I've kind of like,
Oh, I
taken out,
love
the map and
Oh
stuff.
that.
man.
That's really
That's
cool.
working
That's
designs
very
for
cool.
you, though.
Yes.
I just
They knock it out of the park every time.
Yeah.
They used to anyway.
they used
Oh
yeah, they
man.
used to. They used to.
Kind of
But
reminds me of Xseed whenever they bring out their stuff like the East games and all that.
oh
So
Hmm.
man, I am such a Yeast fan.
huge East fan. I
And
have
we
the
got
art book my girlfriend got me, and I'm like, oh, thank
Love
you.
we
I,
we
Yeast.
got the new one coming out too, which is just another remake of what is it? Celceta or whatever.
oh, is
And
this
it's
a
only on,
soda?
I think it is or something like that. It's supposed to be that one just remade. Stories of
Oh, yes. Okay.
yeah.
I
And
think
it's
they
only
want to
on
do seven as well.
and it's only on the Switch, which kind of sucks, but it's fine.
Yes, that's true.
Oh, they did Lunar.
Yeah.
They
Yes,
did,
Working
they did.
Designs.
yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
They did.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yes, they did. They did.
Working designs kind of got defunct,
They did
and
Lunar, and he gave me a lot of flack about that for buying it. So
Galleon.
he was like banging on his box, like, "What are you doing buying Lunar?" Or I'm like, the remake, and But just throwing it out there. But gigantic Lunar fan. I mean, Silver Star story. I mean, just like huge RPG fan. Yeah, but they did the remakes of them. I got it. VGP kind of like snuck in a copy for me, and I didn't play it because I kind of feel like, not to get off a tangent or anything here, but if you're gonna play Lunar, you know, PS1, PS2, well, PS1 really, those games are phenomenal. Silver Star Story is absolutely great. Um, but the remake, I don't know. I like the corny working design, text that you have and the bad voiceover acting and all the other stuff. So, I mean, it is what it is. But
They're not bad. They're not. I haven't
No.
played through the second one, but just playing through Lunar, the first one, it was pretty good what they did with it.
I love the voice acting in them. I
Yeah.
really do. Especially the second one with the girl in red. I would have to get up and look, and I'm not gonna.
I
Oh,
can't
yeah.
think of her name right now.
It was
Yeah,
Silver Star Story
in
and
Eternal Blue, isn't it?
Blue.
Yeah,
Yeah, Eternal Blue, but I forget her name.
they were named.
yes,
Yeah,
that's it,
Yeah,
Eternal Blue. I loved her voice acting was great. I loved the
yeah.
story in that. It drew me in and everything. Played
Had
that
some
when I
great
was a kid.
characters like Ron Farr and
It's just
Mister. I'm not Mister.
it's just they're such great
Oh, they're
like
great.
yeah.
They're
And
great.
there was I forgot what the other one was. There was the two Lunars, and then there was that one off game.
there was one on the DS
Yeah,
as
those
well.
weren't those
Yeah, they
those were
weren't
all
great.
right.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah, the one on the PSP was horrible. It was pretty bad. It was definitely
it had
kind
some
of bad
cool
at that.
stuff with it, but yeah, it was yeah, because they redid the songs and everything. It's like
Well, this
Yeah,
year had
that
a lot of
boat song. Oh my God, from Lunar One.
Oh, I forgot. It's been such a long time.
That was such a great song that they added into the PlayStation One version compared to the Sega CD. But yeah,
Oh,
this year's had a lot of remakes of older RPGs, things that
hmm
I've never
yes.
played before. So I'm looking forward to like, diving into all those because it's like stuff that I've only ever read about, like Suikoden was earlier this year as well, right? One and
yep.
two.
Hmm.
Well,
You had or was that
April
last year?
or no, it was this year. It was this year.
It was this year,
yeah,
right? Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
So that
It came
that
out
one, and
just
then the
before
Dragon
Lunar.
Quests,
Hmm.
and then Lunar, yeah.
The
So all these,
Tales
like,
the Tales
I've got
games.
all
Yeah,
the.
Tales
Oh yeah,
games.
yeah. Well, I haven't got those yet, but yeah, like I've been purchasing a lot of these sort of older remade older JRPGs that I've only ever read about, so I can finally eventually dive into them. And
Trials
Well,
in the
I'm glad that
Sky.
they are for people like. Oh, that's kind of a weird thing to say, but for the people that haven't played them yet, and it's like
yeah,
bringing out these games to
yeah.
showcase, hey, these were great classic games. I'm glad you get to actually enjoy them again now, or for the
Yes.
first time in this case.
hmm
So
I am old enough to have been able to play them as a kid, but I was poor, so I couldn't afford them. So a lot of this stuff
that's fair.
now, it's like, yeah, now I've got, I get a new another chance to play them again. So yeah, or to play them for the first time, excuse me.
I'm very happy that they did that because now it's like when I went to the retro convention, people were like, "Whoa, Lunar! They came out with like a remake to this," and Suikoden, Suikoden 2 is like one of the best ever. Like I mean, it was amazing, and it's like people are like, "Whoa, Suikoden! Like this is such a great game," and stuff, and it kind of brings like new life into RPGs. I feel especially 2025 was the year of RPGs. And I was very, very happy about that. My backlog is not happy about that, but I was very happy about that because I have a massive backlog of RPGs. But it was, it, yeah, it was really, really good.
And I know I pronounce it weird, but I always called it Suikoden. But
Oh.
but
What
that's
is the
my
correct
favorite.
pronunciation?
I don't know because
I don't know.
it's yeah because I've
Suikoden,
heard it both
Suikoden.
ways. I've really heard it both
Right.
ways. When they
Yeah.
did when they did the announcement for the new game, they said it the way I think I say it.
Oh.
But it's like I'm not going to sit there and go and bust eggs on that. But that I'm just glad that the first two games are out for people to play, and hopefully we'll get to three and four, three, four, and five in the next collection.
That'd be nice too.
Oh, that would be
Oh, and on a
nice.
side note about Sweet Code, and I say it that way.
Yeah.
There also is an anime based on part two coming out.
Yes,
Oh, interesting.
Oh,
I can't wait to see
I
that.
know. I can't either. It's gonna be great because the only other anime we ever got was that one that was it was a cross between it was Suikoden Demon Century. If you can ever find that, it's like it took characters from other anime and they made this thing, and it was like you play the main character trying to get or this character who has a sister, so it's very similar to two, but he runs into like the reincarnation of Victor and a couple other people,
Actually, I
and it's
didn't even know about that one, to be
yeah,
honest.
I've never heard of that.
yeah, I'll find it and post it in Discord. Yeah, but all right, so let's see. My number four, Death Stranding 2. I'll wait till he comes back.
I still have to play that one. But part one, I played that this year for the first time and thoroughly enjoyed it. So I'm
It's
looking forward to part two.
fantastic. This one's even better.
From what I've seen, it looks
Yeah.
really good. Yeah.
Never played them. I always wondered what they were about too.
So it's kind of like in the far future,
Mhm.
there is a event that happens, and where the dead are not actually going to the afterlife anymore. They're kind of bound and stuck on the world in the real world.
Hmm.
And but because they're like this, when they interact with a living soul, it causes these blackouts, these giant, massive, like black holes that just wipe out cities, people, and everything.
Yep.
And then they become part of this whole thing constantly going on. So people get scared and they start living underground and losing connection between people because they're afraid that if a massive amount of people are together when one of these entities come, the beach things, what they call them, BTs, it would cause just a massive because the more people they interact with and they cause this explosion, the amount of damage and destruction that can happen is exponentially, depending on how many people are within the area of the radius of the explosion.
Yeah, they
And
had a term they say in the game, but I forget what it is. The
yeah,
event, but
yeah, yeah, it's like the extinction point or something. I can't remember the actual term,
yeah,
but yeah. So Death Stranding, of course, too, is my number four. I really, really enjoyed this game a lot. I felt it was much better than the first one. The storytelling was much deeper and more richer than the first game. Um, I could relate to the main character with his daughter, me being a father myself, and the journey he goes on. The graphics, I think, are some of the best that we've ever seen on video game. Like there's times when you're playing that it looks so photorealistic, it's uncanny. Um, and then there was things that Kojima added into this game that made it much easier to play than in the first one. Because like in the first game, you're literally trekking, walking, and you like with the new one, like they really ramp up the whole thing of being able to not only build roads and have vehicles and things to be able to traverse these large amounts of space that you're traveling, especially because this one takes place in Australia versus the first one took place all over US. So, but there's also this thing where you can be online and people who are playing it can be doing things that affect your game and you doing things affects their game. So it exponentially just like it's really this connected world and but you're not connected. But it's really cool the metadata and the meta things that's going on within the game itself. But it's an amazing story. The ending is great. And I kind of can't wait to see what he does with the third game. Um and where the future goes for mankind, because it's definitely an extinction event that's going on. And depending on how you do things, depending on if we're going to survive or not, and but that only like pushes back the situation further for a later date.
I
Yeah,
only
definitely
played the
can't wait to
first
play it.
I only
Oh,
played like the
sorry.
first 2 hours of this.
Mm.
I just got into Mexico, and that was
Yeah, yeah.
literally it. Yeah, but yeah, I'm looking because I really enjoyed the first one a lot. Even though, like you said, that one was a lot more sort of like I keep making the joke that like the first game was basically like the three kinds of missions that everyone hates. It's you know, it's fetch quests.
Yes.
It's
Escort mission.
escort
Escort
missions. Yeah,
missions.
so it's just and and you're basically the Uber delivery guy every for the whole game, right? And it's but I still enjoyed it despite having to wait like 4 to 5 hours at the very end to watch all of it because Kojima has never made a cutscene he doesn't want to make 3 hours long. Um,
Actually.
but yeah, I really enjoyed the first one. So like I said, I only got into Mexico in the second one so far, but I'm trying to make my way through.
Mhm.
And yeah, I other games got in the way that I'll talk about
There,
later.
yeah, I can't say things because there's certain things that happen in this game. They're like, oh my God, I can't believe he did this.
Right.
And especially when you're dealing with the BTs and some of the bosses are just crazy. And it just some of the boss events are crazy. What you do during the boss events, because I can't talk about the fact that like you have a battle between this other guy and it's not what you expect the way it plays out. But then there's like things that are connected to Metal Gear.
Hmm.
Interesting.
Well, that's Kojima.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah. So it's not literally connected, but there's like you can see the connective tissue or things that are going on. They're like, ah, I see what you're doing here. So, but it's fantastic. I definitely it's one of the ones I think people should play because it is better. Because if you were frustrated with the walking simulator and like it took forever to get you places, this makes it a little bit better. But there's so much cool stuff in it. It's so fantastic. I don't know why it's not my number one, but there's a reason.
I will definitely get that one. That is going to be on my list for 2026 to get into. Because I love the first one, even though yes, it can be frustrating with some of the walking aspects of it, but there is ways to speed up the travel in the first one. There is some fast
Mhm.
travel. There is some vehicles. There's ways to do it, but I
It
can
just takes
understand some
it takes a
frustration.
while to unlock them. So it's just like it takes
Yes.
Yeah,
quite a while to unlock the faster travel options. Yeah.
but the story is what kept me going with the game. I
Mm.
just enjoyed it. I was very intrigued by what was going on with the little baby and the events and
Yeah.
Mhm.
the main villain of that game was he's something else. I'll give you that. And I already know some spoilery with part two just because of the amount of memes I kept seeing on Instagram and such. But anyways, we're not going to get into that tonight. But
I
yeah.
mean, George, George, I think it's George Miller. No, I'm sorry. Which one's the
Yeah,
Mad
George Miller,
Max?
George Miller.
Yeah,
George
yeah, and
Miller.
then
Yeah.
he's in this. Guillermo del Toro's in this. It's like
Yeah.
Hmm.
there's all these different actors that are just here, and they bring a great like feeling to this game that just
Well, it's funny because like Jason, you mentioned like it was the story that kept you going in the first game, right? Like for me, it was like half the story, half seeing who else Kojima was friends with that he somehow roped into doing
right.
some motion capture for this. Like
True
it's
enough. That's
just
true.
yeah,
Yeah.
I was just like whoa. And then and the villain in the first game was again Troy Baker was the voice, and he was fantastic there as well. Yeah,
Yeah,
Hmm.
crazy character.
yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. All I know is I mentioned Death Stranding to one of the stores and they said, "Oh, it's the baby chess game." And I said, "Yep, you got it." By the
The
metal by
baby chess game.
the baby chess game by the Metal Gear guy and I was like, "Yeah, you got it." Yep, sure. Um
Okay.
yeah, that's
Interesting.
what are you gonna do when you have 20-year-olds running the store? But I mean,
Right,
it's like,
right. Yeah.
but I've always been interested in that game, and I've always wanted to play it. 2 looked phenomenal because there was a scene with the girl from Predator Badlands in it,
Yes. Yep. Oh
Elle
and
yeah.
Fanning.
Yep.
she wipes the floor from the scene that I saw, not to give anything else out. And I saw that and I said, I need to play this. Like it's a need to play this game. And I was, it's
Yeah, that was
another
the,
one on the
the the
list.
spoilery thing that I was mentioning. Is like I know about that, and there was another scene, but that scene alone, I just want to play the game just to get to that point, just to be like,
Yes.
I want to see this in
Yes.
Yes, I want to
full
see this on my
glory.
screen.
Um.
Yeah, because
So
Elle
the
Fanning is awesome to begin
oh
with.
yeah, Dakota.
Yeah.
Yeah. And one of the cool things about this game is like if you don't play you don't technically need to play the first one. You can go into this because it recaps what happened, which is good,
Oh, okay.
And
Okay.
so like, I think that because there's like quality of life updates in this game that make it easier compared to the first one, you might have a better time going back to this first one after you finish the second one.
Okay.
Um, if you wanted to go that way. Because I know that like I had a couple friends that were trying to play the first game and they got bored or they just was like, okay, I'm done with this. And it's like, but there's such a great story here. You just got to push through. And it's like you can't make somebody push through something they don't want to do. So
Yeah.
unfortunately, sometimes
True
That's
enough.
true.
this one felt like every time you went somewhere, it had a meaning to it, and it was really cool. Even like when you go to the areas that you're putting back onto the Cairo network, or for the first time, the all the cast of characters you meet are really cool and they have really cool backstories. And the more quests you do for them, unlock new stories and like things that are like to find out why they're the way they are. And there's a funny one with a pizza guy. I won't say anymore. Yeah,
I remember him in the first one. Anyway, I'm not gonna get into that.
yeah, I'm done. All right, number threes.
All right. Hopefully my internet will stay stable. But
Hopefully.
my number three is so this is I think this is probably the biggest cheat on my list here. And it's a game that I have only played maybe an hour of, but Felicia played through the whole thing multiple times. And she liked it more than she liked Blueprints, which she liked a lot, which is why it's my number three on this list. It's a game that I will eventually get to once it gets on the PS5, but I think right now it's only on PC and Switch.
Okay.
And it is Hades 2. It's Hades 2. So it's you got it. There it is. Yeah,
He has
Hades
it.
2. Yeah. So yeah, I got it digitally for Felicia because she doesn't care too much for physical. Like she doesn't care. She just wants to play the game.
Yeah.
But when it comes on PS5, that's when I'll pick it up on physical, and that's when I'll play it. I really love the first. Like I think I mentioned this earlier. Right? Like I really really love the first Hades. It's what finally sold me on roguelikes that roguelikes could work. And the little bit that I played on Hades 2, we did it on stream, I think. Um, Mostly Felicia played, but she handed me the controller for a little while, and I got to play a run or two, I think. And it's the same kind of like it's the same like really crunchy combat that I really like from the first one. But the move sets are different, the weapons are different. In this game, she's a witch, so she's got a little bit more. She's got extra stuff that Zagreus couldn't do in the first game. Um, but like I kind of watched over Felicia's shoulder a couple times, and every once in a while something would happen in the game. She would come very excitedly to me and be like, "Oh my God, this is going on and this is happening." And I'm like, "Okay, you have to stop telling me these things because I will be playing this at some point. Stop spoiling stuff." But she was like, I can see like how like she loved it so much. Like she played through the whole thing. She got the true ending, etc. Right? So she like you have to not only do you have to play, multiple runs, you have to actually finish multiple runs in order to get like the true ending. So she did all of that. And then when she was done, she went back to the first Hades to go play that again because she's like, I just want more of this sort of stuff. And so if Hades 2 is that good, that would make her go back to replay the first Hades, just so that she could eventually go back to replay the Hades 2 again. Because I think they had an update where they tweaked the ending a bit because some people were not happy with the true ending. So I think the devs ended up tweaking the true ending a bit, but you have to kind of replay through certain things again in order to get to that second true ending. I don't know what they're calling it. So she's like, all right, never mind. Let me go play through Hades 1 first, get through all of that, and then I'll go back and play Hades 2 again and get the true updated ending, whatever it is. But like that's how much she loved it. Like she has not put down her Switch in the last Well, since whenever we got her Hades 2, she has not put down the Switch. Like she is just playing, like to the point where she's just like, oh my God, I haven't read a book. Like she's a really big reader, right? So I haven't read a book in like, 3 months, however long it's been out. Like I haven't read a book, which is ludicrous for her because she reads very fast. So if
Mhm.
she hasn't finished like 3 books in a week, this Hades really, 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 really got to her, right? So she really loved it, and that is why it's my number three game, despite the fact that I've only played about an hour of it myself.
No, and I have it. I just like because I'm a fan of Supergiant games. I mean, I
Hmm.
loved Bastion. That was one of my favorite games for a long time. And Transistor was fantastic.
I enjoyed Transistor a lot. Yeah.
I haven't played through what Prior?
Pyre.
Pyre, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's on my list, so that's one of the ones. And then I enjoyed Hades 1, so I'm looking forward to this. So it looks fantastic. I mean,
Yeah.
what
I mean,
what
it's
can you say?
like, again, I only played it for an hour, right? But it felt exactly like Hades 1 felt with just
Hmm.
extra stuff. Because, like I said, she's a witch in this game. She's got some spells and extra things that she can do. But it felt exactly the same. Like it was, if you enjoyed Hades 1, you're definitely gonna enjoy Hades 2. And it's just like according to Felicia, it's a better story overall. Um, the first Hades was about like finding out, like Zagreus finding out like what happened to my mom. Why is my dad such a dick? Right, these sorts of things. Whereas Hades 2, it's Mel trying to figure out, like trying to basically she's fighting a war and kind of on her own because her family, which is the same family from the first game, have gone missing and she's trying to find them and she's fighting a war at the same time trying to get them back. And it's just like so Felicia really thought it was a much better story and I really liked the story of the first game. I really enjoyed it very, very much. So for her to say, like we're both writers, we both understand how story works, we both understand how narrative works, and like I said, she reads a lot, so she's exposed to lots and lots of different stories in different mediums. And for her to say that the Hades 2 story is better than the Hades 1 story, I just have to trust that and believe her. And yeah, when I eventually play through Hades 2 myself, I will likely agree with her and be like, yeah, this was a better story. And I enjoyed it so much more than I enjoyed the first one, and I enjoyed that so very much. So yeah, that's why it's the number three game.
I'm definitely gonna try those Hades games. My girlfriend got me Hades 1. I still haven't got to it yet. And she's got part 2, and I know she was enjoying it too. So
Yeah.
that'll be something I'll probably end up
Just
streaming sometime in the
just
new year.
beware, Jason. It's going to take you a while. It's a very time consuming game
Hmm.
uh because like you just want to keep going. Like it's always that kind of like one more run mentality type of thing. And before you know it,
Gotcha.
it's 5 in the fucking morning. Like, oh no, I got work. Ah.
That's me, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, that won't bother me. I play a lot of lengthy RPGs to begin with, so I guess it
Yeah,
won't
yeah.
bother me to play something that would probably be 5 o'clock in the morning. Wouldn't be the first time. But yeah, I'm looking forward to playing those myself.
Cool. All right, Jason.
So, my number three, I don't know. I think this was released either earlier this year or just last year. And Ethan was streaming it one day. I just happened to catch that particular stream because a lot of times I'm at work when you're streaming, but I try to share with whoever, whenever I can for everybody.
Yeah, I
Uh,
appreciate it.
um, yeah, no worries. But it was an action RPG. I think this might have been on my list last year. I don't remember anymore. I'm just trying to, like I said, it was a little harder for this time, but it was this Trinity Trigger.
Ah.
I finally got to play this year and thoroughly enjoy this. It's very much like Secret of Mana in that kind of style where you know the three characters and things like that. I find the voice acting very kind of cutesy, especially whenever you first open up the menu and says Trinity Trigger, and it's like okay, thank you for telling me, but okay. But the music is kind of fantastic too. I picked up the special edition version of it, so it came with the soundtrack, and I think the book is up there somewhere on my. It's up there. It's right beside Ease 3. And anyways, but I went all in on it. I love the game. I haven't streamed it. I just played it. I just like that old style adventure stuff, especially like Secret Mana. the hours I played on that game. Like me and my friend played it for 3 days straight without any sleep, living off Pizza Hut and Coke,
Mountain Dew.
just stuff like that. Yeah, just to survive. And we were playing it nonstop until we couldn't beat the game. So it was that kind of feel again that I haven't felt since I was like 15 years old. So, like I said, thank you for streaming it to show me that game. And I'm like, I'm getting that. And yeah, I picked it for my number three. I don't remember if it was in my list last year because I don't remember.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't.
I don't think
I
so. Yeah, I
wasn't
don't think it
okay.
was.
I was
Yeah.
sure I got it this year.
Yeah.
So either way, it's staying in here.
Yeah.
But highly recommended. It's a lot of fun. The music, I love the characters. The story is really cool, and I like the different weaponry, and it's just an old. It felt old school, but at the same time with the new aesthetic flair. At the same time, it's hard to explain, but it's I don't know. I just love it. I enjoyed it, and that's my number three.
It's one
I'm
I need to pick up.
always,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm always happy to get people to spend more money on video games. That's
Yeah. That's me. Video games and
yeah.
toys.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's but yeah, I got this on Amazon. So this is the actual box set right here. So it's
Oh
very in the
yes.
same vein as Ease 3 there, which is my all-time favorite Ease game. So there's the soundtrack right there. It's still wrapped up. I will eventually open it up to listen by itself. And then this is what I love about these kind of games. Like Xseed is so good with their box sets because this is another Xseed game.
Mm.
It comes with
That's the version that I picked up for the Switch. Yes, it has the
The art
soundtrack
book,
and
yeah.
stuff as well. Yeah.
And it's still available, I believe, because I've been looking at it. I have it in my cart or like my
Yeah.
save for later.
Mhm.
It's like I
Really
just haven't
cheap.
picked it up yet. Yeah.
It's cheap. Exceed and NIS America, you cannot go wrong with either of them.
Yeah,
For sure,
I
for
mean,
sure.
I picked it up on a lark because I saw it in a store in Kuala Lumpur, and it was very very cheap. Like already Malaysian prices are cheaper than Singapore prices by a lot, but it was even cheaper than normal. So I was just like, yeah, let me just grab this because it's a box set with a bunch of extra goodies. I'm probably gonna enjoy this, right? But even if I don't, at least I got some good music. Like he's got some nice art to look at, and
Mhm.
and yeah, it turned out to be a very fun game. Yeah,
I would also recommend Silent Hope.
Silent
That
Hopes.
that's
Okay.
a it's a very interesting story. I played it. That's another one that's up there with that. Trading Trigger. It's the Silent Hope's a good game too. Definitely a good game.
Well, that's what I loved about this is that it, like I said, it's in the same vein as Secret of Mana, and like I said, I love that kind of game, those kind of games, and especially whenever you can play with a friend and um, just have a good time playing an RPG, even if it's an action one.
Yeah, it's
And it wasn't that expensive, like you're saying. Like I think I paid uh, $40-50 for the collector's edition on Amazon. So, but I bought it like literally that day when I was streaming and like I got to look it up. I got to see if I can get this right now, and it's there. Add to cart, boom. So
yeah, it looks like it's on Switch on Amazon for $40, or at least or what it's being offered as. I
Yeah.
don't know.
yeah, I think that's what I paid $40-50.
I
It's usually a
think
little bit more
I mean,
here,
I
but
think I picked it up. Yeah. In Malaysia, I think I picked it up for the equivalent of 20 Sing dollars. So I mean, it's like what, that's 17, 18 US.
Wow.
Yeah. That was a
that's
Switch,
not
by the way.
bad at all. But I think the reason why I kept thinking I had this on a list before, I think we talked about it in our RPG discussion. I think I mentioned Trinity
Uh-huh.
Trigger at that time.
That's probably what it was.
Yeah, but I'm an RPG guy, so you know. so
Yeah.
so that's a foreshadowing of what's to come the next two.
All right, Anthony.
I love the series in this game so much that I brought this on our cruise when we
Ooh.
went. So this one hits pretty well. Guardians of Ozma. Rune Rune Factory.
Interesting.
Technically speaking, it's Rune Factory 5. If you want to even call it that or whatever. I have all the Rune Factories collector's editions. This one came out by Marvelous, and I went pre-ordered. I got the collector's edition, and then I got another copy of this because I didn't want to open the collector's edition. So, I think we all share like, hey, I don't want to open the collector's edition. It's like super nice. So I bought a spare copy of it. I have, I think, close to about 400 hours in that game. I love,
Jesus.
I love the music. I love the gameplay of it. I love where you have your different villages for different seasons, and you can build your villages and have your crops that are set for different villages. Like, for example, the winter village, when you unlock that, you can grow onions and potatoes and other stuff. But in your autumn village, you grow stuff like squash and pumpkins and have golden pumpkins, and then those pumpkins go up to like level 3, and then you use those to farm and put that into your like shipping, what is it, like your shipping hut or something, and that goes out for your expenses, and you have to manage the expenses of each village, build your land, and as you go up with the village deity, as you go up in like romance or talking to them or whatever it is, it goes up and up and up. And that expands your village, your space in the village. The farming aspect, the fighting aspect of it is wild. Like the stuff that you could do, you can go back and refight enemies like bosses, and like certain areas open up, like when you get your umbrella, and like you can glide along, in the winter village, and you have to figure out like ways, and then more stuff opens up and more stuff opens up, and like you get a dragon, and it like you can fly around in the sky, and it just I the music, like even when I just the overall, the whole game is phenomenal. I mean, I must have spent about maybe 40 hours just at the beginning of the game, farming and farming and farming, like there was no end to it, and recruiting people, putting people into houses, building the way the village that like you want. It's just overall, to me, it's like it's a phenomenal game. Like, I love Rune Factory. I think all the games were great. They're phenomenal games. I thought this one was excellent. I got Switch 2. I was like, all right, I'll pre-order it for the Switch 2. I started playing it. I mean, Marvelous also put out Pharmagia, and I watched the anime. I think I'm like one out of maybe a bazillion people in the world that like really, really, truly love Pharmagia, the game. Um, you don't hear a lot about Pharmagia, but it's kind of like this, except you're just growing monsters and going down like different worlds, and so it's very, very interesting premise of a game. But this game was great. The music, everything. This game just had it all. Like even romance and different like things that you could do, and you know, it's just you can marry someone in the game, and your child, opens up a secret dungeon that you go. It was phenomenal. I'm not upset yet, but I mean, a phenomenal, phenomenal game. Like, I love this game. It should be number one, but my number one is solid for me. So I mean, this comes in at like 3. So
Yeah, it was one of
oh,
the ones I was thinking about getting. I know that they did the PS5 version too.
it's so
Um,
good. Just you really. I'll be honest with you. You have time set aside to get into it,
mhm.
because it will follow the seasons on your Switch. So it'll look at the date, and it'll, like when I was playing it, it was in the summer, and I had the summer solstice come up and the summer festival. Halloween, it had a Halloween event. The game automatically knew it was Halloween, and it had a Halloween event on the calendar. And it was just, you celebrate someone's birthday, it's on a calendar in the game. You have to pay attention to that to build your standings with that. It's just overall an excellent game. Really excellent game. So
I've
I was
I've never played a Rune Factory, but I think I need
I've
to
never either.
I need to fix that.
Yeah.
It's so
Same
good.
here, I guess.
They're so good.
Uh,
They're
Well, and
so
hey,
good.
it's not a key card game either. It doesn't matter to me, but I know people
It's
are all like,
oh,
not.
right,
it's
No,
yeah.
not a
it's
kid.
not.
Yeah, it's not a
It
key card
it's
game.
and it's like the I mean, even just like the regular base game or whatever, I mean, that's how meaty the instruction manual is.
Dang.
And
Wow.
that's just like the regular, base game. It comes with, unlike like I was telling you before, like it'll come with like, oh hey, here's spring.
Oh, that's
And like
cool.
here's like your notes for that, or it'll tell you like you have different weapons, or what's like your autumn or summer village or spring village or something. It's a great, like I even went out and got the stupid goat plushie for it because I just happen to love Rune Factory. So I'm very passionate about the game. That's why I'm going on about it. But my number, definitely my number three is Guardians of Ozma. It's a phenomenal game, phenomenal game, and it never ends. That's the good part that I really like about Rune Factory games too, is that like the games that you guys were talking about, you have a start and an end, and the game
Hmm.
ends, final boss, boom, you're done. After this, there's more. Secret dungeons open up. Weapon synthesis opens up. Different materials go into the world that you can gather, or some people out to gather to bring back to build different weapons and end game weapons and stuff. And it's like, hey, how does your marriage go on? With your significant other, and how does that process forward in the game, and how does that change things and stuff. It's a great game. It's a really
Hmm.
solid game.
That's really cool.
So
Um, so my number three is a game that I had picked up and I hadn't played until just recently. It was one that I knew was a visual novel. It had to do with space, and there was mechs in it. I was like, "Oh, this is cool." And that is Stories from Saul, the Gundog. Um, it is like one of those old school, you know, old PC, because like you can actually play the game in full color or in like um gray, white and grays or black and grays or like green. I'm trying to get it where you can see it, but
Hmm.
I'll put it up here somewhere. But it's really cool. You've basically followed this guy that was in a war, and it's about like the basically Gundam. You have like the Earth Federation versus the colonies, and they have this all-out war. Well, the main character, he's about to go out on this big final battle, but his mech gets stuck in the grapple arm that's supposed to launch him out into space, while his whole team gets eradicated, basically. And like he has to live with this, and he ends up on this ship with people, and one of the guys that survived, that was one of his old pilot buddies, that they're not buddies anymore, but you get to it narrates to you like it's a book. Like, you have like, oh, the characters walk up this and do this, but you have like a static image, and then maybe a character shows up and then they'll say something, but everything is text. It's all you read it, all of it. You read all of it, but you get options to choose what your dialogue options are when you respond to characters or what you do. So it kind of reminds me of Snatcher a little bit at certain points. And which is like, I love Snatcher. After playing that game, I love point and click. Well, I always love point and click adventures, but it was really cool to play a game that kind of gave me that same familiarity. But it is really good. It really only has one ending, but like the outcome that goes around the ending with the characters that you interact with changes depending on your actions taken throughout the game. So it has this multiple aspect of like what you can do can change events. That it may seem minute, but you could get a character killed, or more characters killed. Or you can save all your characters, or maybe they get court-martialed at the end, or whatever, depending on how things go. One of the cool things is this is supposed to be part of a trilogy, and so this is the first game in that trilogy, and I'm waiting for this company, what is it, Space Colony Studios, to announce what they're going to do for this next game, because they kind of leave it in a cliffhanger, and it reminds me of Robotech a little bit, with Rick and if you watch the movie, it was Rick, Roy, and Lisa, but if you watch the anime, it was Rick and Ben and Lisa. So, but I know there's probably only one person who knows what I'm talking about, maybe. But no, it's
Gee, I wonder who.
fantastic. Yeah, it's fantastic. It is really good, and I definitely. It's only like 7.5 hours long. It's not that long of a game to play. And like kind of like once you've played through it, you can actually go back and get skipped to the scenes that you need to make the actions and make them different and continue on to see how things play out.
Uh,
Um, and
that's wow, that's very good.
yes,
Hmm.
Yeah.
the cool thing too is like the trophies are like you could probably get most of the trophies if you save the game just right. But like I kind of just played through it and saved it periodically and wasn't paying attention. I just wanted to engross myself in the story. So if you want to get 100%, you could do it in your first playthrough, but I recommend just kind of playing through it blindly first and then doing that. But it is physical. That's what I waited on because I think this game officially released February 2025, and then I think it was not till June that the physical release came out. So, but yeah, that's my number three.
Really does look
I've
like
been interested in
Snatcher.
that game for a
Yeah,
while.
Hmm.
yeah. I literally just played through it like 2 weeks ago. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, yeah.
And I should have played it way back then, but I was other things came out.
Yeah, I know you were pointing it out to me a couple of weeks ago. I think now, just saying it was like a visual novel, but like with Gundam style or Robotech styles, things like that. But I played a lot of visual novel games back in the early 2000s, and then I saw some of the footage of this, and
Hmm.
like, yep, I want to play it right away because even it's all text.
Yeah,
I love a good story anyway, so I'm definitely interested in playing this, and it's kind of cool that there is a physical version of it. So I'm going to look into getting that sometime. I'm going to be broke next year at this point, but you know, still,
yeah. I mean, it's
So
definitely one of the things that like I know that like Death Stranding is such a bigger game, right? And you would think that it may be higher up on the list, but this game left me with an impact of like, I wonder what happens after this. I was like, man, I'm really kind of invested with the story. And the way it ends, I'm like, okay, I got to play through it again, which I haven't done yet. I'll play that when I come back from my trip. But um, I like it leaves you lingering, like, I want more of this. So it was definitely, it goes, shows you the impact of what was going on with the storytelling and how everything played out,
yep.
plus the nostalgia.
it's good you share some visibility on like graphic, novels or games that are just, text based and stuff, because not a lot of people even I feel care about them.
Hmm.
And they just don't. People are just like, yeah, whatever, it's a text-based game, who really cares, it's boring, because the mindset of everyone now is like, oh my god, it's adventure, hack and slash or cod shooting, and no one really cares about that. So I think it's awesome that you show like the light of day on text adventure games and graphic novels and stuff.
Mhm.
I think it's like Coffee Talk was interesting too. So
That's the one I need to play.
Coffee Talk is Coffee Talk is so good.
it
It's
it,
so
it,
the
it is
both
good.
of them, one and two are great, and then the Tokyo one's coming out next year. I can't wait. Yeah,
I only played one,
Um,
but I heard like two was supposed to be really good, and I got to pick up
it's
two.
yeah, it's really good. I think it's better in some ways, and unfortunately, the head writer of Coffee Talk One and most of Coffee Talk Two, he passed away halfway through development. So they gave him a really nice send off in Coffee Talk Two. And I'm looking forward to Tokyo, but I'm also a little bit worried because it's not the same. Obviously, it's not the same guy writing,
Oh,
but I
okay.
think Toge Productions, they're an Indonesian developer team, and they've done a bunch of other games that have been really really good. After Love EP, I think came out earlier this year. I haven't played through it yet, but like I want to get through that as well. And it's they do a lot of really good sort of smaller games that are very impactful. They have like a really uh, because they're basically visual novels, right? But like they're quite impactful in kind of what they're talking about, what they're saying,
mhm.
the kind of problems that they kind of delve into. And yeah, like I really like them. So I really looking forward to. I know it's not Tokyo Productions, but like I'm really looking forward to this Soul Dog game, Vince, because it's been on my radar for a while now, and the fact that you rated it so high, I think basically just what it means is I need to pick it up and
Yeah,
play
it's
through
good.
it as well.
It definitely
Yeah.
needs more people to see it because it's such a great story. It's fun. And it's some of it's, it's cliche science fiction, right? There's some of the tropes
Mm.
that are going on, but it's it was fun. It was like watching an anime, like a good sci-fi anime in space. And I love Gundam, I love Macross, and so it was just like it was right up there. You don't get a whole lot of like there is some space combat, but you don't do anything. Like you as the character because of the trauma, but what happens at the beginning of the game, you don't really do anything. But there's other characters around you that do stuff. And the way it's narrated is really cool and fun. Um, but yeah, definitely. It's one of the ones that I like. I specifically I was like, I had another game in mind for this, and I was like, you know what? This game was so good. It needs to be talked about. And because I could literally talk about the AAA games I played this year, right? But this was something unique and something special that I felt that deserved to
Mm.
be spotlighted for this conversation. So that's why I chose it.
And not that it matters in any way, shape, or form, but I'm wondering, does this have voice acting or is it all just
No,
text on the screen
it's
that you have to
all
read?
text. It's got really cool
Okay.
music. The music's really good, but it's all text on screen.
Okay.
It would be cool if they did decide to do a DLC later,
Mm.
like hey, it's narrated, because I'd love to just sit there and watch and listen to it, but you'd have to have a narrator plus each actor, voice actor. So it was just
Yeah,
easier
yeah.
just to have it text completely.
All that means is that I won't be streaming this game, but I will be playing because when
Right,
I
because I
stream,
don't
I,
want to
I
read.
I want to read out loud. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. That's the same for me. It's like I just read it all in my head and played it. And it's like
Yeah, yeah.
maybe if I get some of my friends together, we can all just like do our own like narration of it and we'll just release a version.
Oh, like a
A
A fan
fan,
fan,
translation.
yeah,
fan
fan
sub, fan
translation,
dub.
Yeah,
That's
fan
it.
yeah,
sub,
yeah,
fan
Dub.
dub. That's it.
And
I was trying to think of what they
yeah.
used to say in anime. Uh,
And just something else too is like because I love Snatcher so much because it was just a great game. Of course, it's Kojima, and there was another game that came out that was inspired by um Snatcher, and it's a cyberpunk adventure, but it was the 2064 read-only memory. I enjoy playing through
Oh,
that. Even though it had like, yes, all the characters are part of the LGBTQ, whatever, it doesn't matter. The story was really good. I enjoyed it. And it was cool to play another game that was inspired by a game I enjoy a lot. So
funny,
that's something.
I thought you were going to say Dead of the Brain.
Oh, that's I played that one too. Yeah.
That's a really really good one. I like that.
But yeah, a lot of these games don't get a lot of love. Not that because they're bad. It's just it's like most people don't play
Yeah.
like
yeah.
these like text adventure novel stuff. Because even like what was it? Shadow of the Dragon on the Sega CD,
Hmm.
fantastic. That plays just like Snatcher, but you have a little bit more that you can do in that one than you can with uh Stories from Saul. Because this one you actually like you kind of select where you want to click, or it reads whatever you like. Have a look option, you have a use option, and it's really cool the way they do it. But yeah, anyway, that's my number three.
All right. It's my number two now, right?
Hmm.
All right. So yeah, my number two is a sequel. It's a sequel to a very big game that came out a couple years ago. And this one's I think it's actually a bit smaller than the original, but I think it was better for it. And the game I'm talking about is Ghost of Yotei, um, which was excellent. So Ghost of Tsushima was the first game. I think it came out in 2020 or 2021, something like that, around there.
Yeah, I think so.
Not Yeah, not super long ago, but long enough ago that I forgot when it came out.
Yeah,
But
before the PS4, before the PS5. It's still on PS4 when it
yes,
launched.
correct,
Yeah.
yeah. So I love Ghost of Tsushima. It's this great story of this guy who starts out as a samurai, but eventually becomes sort of like the first ninja in Japan eventually, as he's trying to save his sort of home area, his land from invading Mongols. And it was great. I enjoyed it very much. I loved it. I thought it was a pretty good story, but I did feel like Jin was a little bit. Like my one like sort of critique was that Jin was very wishy-washy as to of like, oh, I have to do these things to save my people and my land. But but oh, my samurai code, and I just kind of felt like the tension didn't really it didn't really land simply because like you have to do this. There's almost a little bit of ludonarrative dissonance of like he is telling you that he's conflicted, but he's totally doing all this ninja shit like while you're playing, right? Like it doesn't matter. Like that's because that's kind of the only way to get to it, right? In Ghost of Yote, um, Atsu has no such compunction. She doesn't like she's on a quest of revenge, and she doesn't care what she has to do to get it. And that that is there from the beginning. It's there in the narrative. It's there in the gameplay. It does not matter what she has to do. She will do whatever she needs to get her revenge, and that makes sense all the way through. And so there's a lot more. It's a closer marriage between the narrative and the gameplay, right? Um, on top of that, I think she gets better um, uh, power ups, upgrades
Hmm.
than Jin did in the first game. I felt they were a lot more interesting. She gets new weapons that she gets to use, and you still kind of have the sort of like the kind of paper scissors rock sort of thing with like this weapon is good against these kinds of enemies, this weapon is good against that kind of enemies, and you have to kind of switch up on the fly sometimes because you have
Hmm.
multiple. You have mobs with multiple weapon types, and you had to switch up to face depending on which guy you're facing. But like it was like the main story was fantastic. I really enjoyed it. But there's a lot of side stories as well that were really good. That you kind of sometimes you just sort of accidentally come across, and then you're like you just talk to a person. They're like, oh, this thing is happening over here, and you're like, oh, but I was on my way to do that. But you know what? I don't want to forget about this. Let me go do that now. It's I think the last game I felt that way about was The Witcher 3, where you're just sort of like running around the open world and you just talk to some rando NPC in the middle of nowhere, but they point you in the direction of a side quest, and you're like, well, I was gonna do this main quest stuff, but like, never mind, that can wait. Fate of the world can wait. I'll go do this side quest thing where help this dude find his rum or whatever. Um, but yeah, it was very fun. I think I forgot her name suddenly. The actress who plays Atsu, she did a really good job in both the voice and the motion capture. Um, Erika Ishii, I think. And I think honestly, I think she was robbed. As much as I love uh, Jennifer English and her portrayal in the game that she won for, I think Erika was better as Atsu. It was really good. And like I said, it's a smaller game than Tsushima. There's not as many. It's not as sort of expansive, and it's not
Hmm.
as many regions as there was in Tsushima. But I think it makes for a better game. It's tighter. It's sort of more. It feels like Sucker Punch. Uh, uh, like really decided like okay this is what we were aiming for in the first game, but things got a little bit out of hand for whatever reason, so here let's tighten it up and actually do what we meant to do the first time around. And like the way that I'm speaking of, like the way that I'm talking, like it might make it seem like Tsushima's a bad game. It's not. It's a very good game. Ghost of Tsushima's excellent game, and I highly recommend it. It's just that Yote was better. Yote was better in almost every way. I think like Sucker Punch really sort of like they looked at everything and was like, how can we make everything even just slightly better to like much better? And they did it. They did it for every aspect of the game. And yeah, as much as I love Tsushima, Yote is just a much better game, and that's my number two. And yeah, you just get to be an awesome ninja in Japan, murdering all kinds of things, as you do.
Yeah. Yeah. It's one I'm going to pick up. I just haven't had time. And it's like I
Yeah.
know that when I get into it, I'm going to sit and play it. And it's like I got so much I'm trying to get done by the end of the year. It's like I can't I can't focus on it. So it was
I pre-ordered it digitally, which is why I don't have
yeah.
a physical copy, but I will be getting a physical copy at some point. I do that with any game that I really love. I will pre-order the digital copy just so I can play it immediately, and then eventually
Hmm.
go pick up a physical copy to have.
Yeah. I do
Yeah,
that most of the time too.
yeah.
I double dip a lot.
I really shouldn't. Like I don't have that much money, but like but you love the game, right? Like
Right.
yeah,
I do it too. I think I'll do it
yeah,
with those games that you really love and have a tough time getting the actual physical, and you just
yeah,
get the digital for now, and then get the
yeah. Because sometimes I
yeah,
don't want to wait for the physical. Like I just want to play this now,
exactly.
and like the
Yeah.
physical doesn't come out at the same time sometimes, right? So like the physical comes out
Yeah,
later. I'm like, well, no, I'm gonna play this now, and then I'll pick up the physical later.
Yeah.
My
Um,
my PlayStation 1 kaput. I had the old PlayStation from like 5 when it first came out.
Hmm.
And I walked into Best Buy and I was not paying the money that they wanted for the Pro. So the Ghost of Yote Collector's Edition PS5 was there. I had some credit for Best Buy, so I bought it. I have it sitting right over here, and it's a very very nice collector's edition, the PlayStation 5, along with the controller. But the game is really really good,
Yeah.
really good. So yeah, I totally share what you're saying on that. With it, it's a phenomenal game. I got it with the code, and I
Uh,
didn't get it physically, but it would be something I would want physically.
yeah.
Hmm.
Definitely.
It's
Yeah.
the combat in this game is so satisfying. And it's it's not particularly difficult to like figure out, right? Like they kind of every time you get a new weapon, they kind of handhold you. There's a little tutorial mission, and like they kind of handhold you to so you know exactly how this works. But it's very satisfying when you really kind of get into the rhythm of like switching back and forth between the different weapons to fight different guys.
Hmm.
It's just very satisfying combat, and it looks so like it makes you look way cooler than you actually are. Because like a lot of times you're just fumbling with the buttons, but like Atsu is just she's just great and she's just doing like everything. It's really good. Yeah. And
Definitely want to
and
play
on
it.
top of that, sorry, real quick. On top of that, they Sucker Punch went the extra mile to animate like when she removes her sword from her back. They went the extra mile of animating so that she pulls down on her scabbard and she
Oh,
pulls the sword
nice.
out cleanly, right? As
Oh,
opposed to it
wow.
clipping through the scabbard like it does in most other games. So
Yes.
yeah, yeah,
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
yeah.
I still have to play Ghost of Tsushima before we even get into this one yet, but
No.
I will
Sushima's
definitely.
amazing.
Yeah, Tsushima's
Yeah.
Yeah.
like I said, I kind of talked it down, but like it honestly is a very good game. It's it's very as Anthony's favorite word, it's a phenomenal game. But
It's really good fun.
but like his Yote was just like that much better. Like it's just
Mm.
yeah,
I heard a lot of good things about Yote. I will be getting that for sure. I do
Yeah.
have Tsushima again. I bought it like it was on sale, so I picked it up and thought, you know what, I'm gonna play that. And then I heard about Yote. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna have to eventually get to this and then get to that. And
yeah.
again, that part money's getting tighter and tighter next year for these
Right.
games
Yeah.
now. But no,
Oh.
that's awesome.
Yeah. I had to, since I'm going on that trip, I had to like, I can't spin anymore.
Right.
uh, the gas prices are going to kill me. Anyway.
Oh yeah.
Uh, um, all right, Jason, number
All
two.
right. So technically, my number two, it could be number one or vice versa with these two particular games. It just I don't know which one is number one in my opinion. One is definitely longer than the other, but we're going to go with an RPG just because I want to give a little bit more love to the other game. Technically, is number one, but they could fall in either way for this. And we're going to go with the one that swept everything this year, and that is Claire Obscure Expedition 33. That game blew my mind. I didn't even hear about it until the month of. I didn't know anything about this game. I didn't have no clue. And I think it was you, Vince, who actually mentioned it. And one of the nights that we were talking, and I'm like, "What is this game?" So
Hmm.
whenever it came out, I played it on the Game Pass because it was free on the Game Pass for that time too. So I played it, and I couldn't put down the controller until I ran out of Game Pass, and then I'm like, "Nope, got to pay more. Let's play it." The game is phenomenal. It is the narrative on it was very wow. It's not exactly what you expect out of the game at all, especially whenever you first start. You're thinking you're going up against the paintress and this godlike figure and things like that. But it goes so much deeper with the characters and the story, and then the music is so good, especially since the composer was what was it found? He was founded on Spotify or something to that
Yeah.
effect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So like he knocked it out of the park, and the voice acting, because the French side of it is really good too. But I've played mostly in English just for this, just to play it. Um, Such a phenomenal game. It reinvigorated a lot of people for their RPG thing, even though there's still a lot of RPGs out or out. Yeah, Metaphor and Persona and the Trails games, the Legend of Heroes. They keep kind of knocking out those kind of games out. So we do have a lot of RPGs, but this one put it back on the map. I found, at least in this year, and yeah, I can't recommend the game enough. If you love RPGs and you want to try something that's kind of new, unique, but melded a lot of old style games, such as like Super Mario RPG, the way they did their timing hit system and things like that. The gameplay is good. I don't know. It's such a game that is you can't recommend it enough. If you love RPGs, go out
That's
play
true.
it. If you haven't played it yet, um, best game of the year technically, but there is another game I put on the list just because it needs a bit of love, a bit more love than what it had to deal with the last little bit. So, but, yeah, that's my number two. Technically, could be number one. Either way.
I have lots to say, Jason, but I have to wait
Yeah,
because
I do too. I have to do
spoiler.
Yeah, I have to wait.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I'm not going to too much because we could probably talk about that. That could be an episode all by itself for that game.
Yeah.
Holy crap. And
It
I don't want to
does,
spoil
but
it too much, especially when people are going to be watching this and haven't actually played it yet. I don't want to get into the whole story. It's a bit more complicated than just saving the world, so to speak.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Oh, Clear Obscure.
Yeah.
Yes.
I haven't. I didn't even play it yet.
Oh, you gotta get on that, Anthony.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
good. It's
Actually,
really
I
good.
saw it on Game Pass too. I was like, oh, I gotta get this.
If you
Yeah.
start playing after this episode, you can literally finish it before the end of the year.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think before Christmas you'll be able to knock it out.
Yeah,
Christmas.
before Christmas, yeah.
Because I know there's levels in it, and I have OCD with level grinding, so I'll probably sit there and like try to battle.
Well, that's one of the trophies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's good grinding spots in the game.
Yeah.
If you know where to go.
And just something, you can break it.
Yep.
You can, and the game is designed for you
my
to break it.
God,
Yep.
you can break that game.
Yeah.
So there's only one boss that gives me a little bit of grief, but
there are certain builds.
Yeah.
Wow.
There's two or three builds to rule them all, but yeah.
Yeah.
We'll make that
Especially with
reference.
the one character. Holy crap.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
All
That's
right.
cool. My number two. It was between two games, but one game I guess outweighed them with my number two. Monster Hunter Wilds. I'm a humongous Monster Hunter junkie. So I think now I have about 350 or 360 hours into Monster Hunter Wilds. I loved Monster Hunter Worlds. I have tons of time into Rise and Monster Hunter Stories too. I won't disclose my time because you guys will think I'm just a ridiculous shut-in. So I mean, it's crazy. But Wilds, I loved Wilds because it was different, and yes, the map did not feel like World, where World was very like World felt like a world. There was a lot. There was a top, like the very top where you fought Raytheon, or the middle, or we had Anjanath going after you, or the bottom where there was spooky pooky. So it was very like, for the forest and different, biomes in that. And I kind of felt like it was Wilds was very limited, especially with their Elder Dragons. But overall, it's a great game because there's a lot of quality of life improvements in it versus World and Rise. And I just really, really enjoyed it. And what set it over the edge for me was that the challenge was Omega planets, and Omega is notorious in Final Fantasy games. Like Omega is like, the end all. And I fought Omega. I never really have a breaking point in a game because I always can over level and I can compensate for, hey, this is a hard boss. I have to over level to take on the boss to have to, kind of like you can balance yourself out like that. Omega fighting Omega was pure skill. I fought Omega 255 times. And out of the 255 times, I beat Omega probably about 45 out of all of
Wow.
them, but I had that break. What defined it was I had the breaking point where it's like I'm done. That's it. I'm fighting Omega. I have to get better at this. I have to sit down, Excel spreadsheet my entire build out with what gem slots and what what am I going to use for a talisman and what the talisman's going to have. Who do I have to hunt for the armor, and I just as I started to do that, I was playing with people from Team Dark Side, and I got on a team with Team Dark Side. They ran in about like 8 minutes flat, and I saw what it was like to be that type of monster hunter where you're going out and like speed running a guy that's like utterly hard as anything, and that I've never really encountered that breaking point before a lot in a video game, and this one kind of like did, and it pushed me to the edge, and I was like, this is a really good game with what they did with this. Gugmazios comes out, I think, on Tuesday, and that is going to be. I've already calculated my build and weapons, and I love the optimization when it comes to that. Piecing out your build and optimizing, knowing the weapons that you're going to have going in, your status effects, like what status effects takes effect when the monster does this or that, how to chain them together and everything. Like just the micromanaging of that it's really attractive to me in a video game because I like how you have to micromanage your entire build in different pieces and such. So it overall to me it was a phenomenal game. I thought it was great. People have other opinions about it, whether it was too short or too long, or there wasn't enough monsters and it was too easy at the beginning and stuff. But kind of when they brought out the Arch Shepherd monsters and Omega, and I didn't even know who Omega was. I was like, wow, this is crazy. And the game actually chained me to go back to playing Final Fantasy with Noctis and getting up to Omega planets in that. And then going back to the other, I think it was this one, Final Fantasy, and getting the DLC, over leveling in that, and trying to fight Omega in that, which I'm still trying to fight Omega in that because that fight is just completely insane. But it's
Hmm.
very, very good game, Monster Hunter Wilds. I really do enjoy it, and I think if they either sunset the game because they're pushing Stories 3, which is probably going to make me look like a hermit. With that game. I really loved Wilds. I just Wilds. Yeah, I made a lot of new friends with Wilds. So yeah, I really do love Wilds. So that's my definite number two.
Awesome. I've played maybe one Monster Hunter game. I'm not a fan, and that's not no slight at anything. It's just like I'd really wish Capcom would just put time into a new Breath of Fire game instead of
Mm,
that's been my thing
yeah.
since the beginning. I just want a new Breath of Fire, and but no, we don't get it. But no, that's good that you had fun with it, man. I just I can't get into MMOs anymore. I played
Mm.
Final Fantasy 11 and 14 and KOTOR or Knights of the Old Republic or the Old Republic. I just don't have time for it.
The last MMO that I played was Phantasy Star Online, and I just disgustingly played that game to no end. I
Yeah.
to no end, and I
I'm guilty
love
of that too.
PSO. PSO
Uh,
was phenomenal. Absolutely,
Yeah.
I loved PSO, and to the point where I got the keyboard controller, and I just
Yeah.
loved PSO.
Hmm.
But that was the last MMO. Couldn't get into WoW. Tried.
Yeah, I couldn't do it either.
I couldn't do WoW, and started playing Monster Hunter, and I was like, whoa, this game is I started with Monster Hunter World, so
Hmm.
anything before that, I haven't played.
Yeah.
Um, and it was during COVID time, and we were all stuck in. And a friend of mine, good friend of mine, says, uh, "We've been playing this guy and I have been playing Destiny for beta Destiny when it was like around." He says, "Why don't you play Monster Hunter World?" I said, "Okay, cool." And we started playing World from there, and it branched off into World, then it branched off into Rise. From Rise, and went to Wilds, and him and I have been running Monster Hunter for years and years. Like we're ready for Gamasios on Tuesday. I
That's
mean, we're gonna
awesome.
get annihilated, but I mean, it's like, hey, it's part of the fun. So
Hmm.
yeah, that's definitely my number two.
Yeah, I've not gotten into Monster Hunter either. Maybe the stories, because I think those are single player, right?
Yes,
Yeah, so maybe the stories I would do those. But yeah, I'm not a guy who likes to play with other people very often. So
can I ask
yeah.
you the region that you're in? Because I know a friend of mine, he lives in Osaka, and he says like they have Monster Hunter parties on a Friday night. Where they'll sit in like cafes and play Monster Hunter, and like it'll be one group of guys versus like another, and they'll speed run monsters. Do you find that like regionally that Monster Hunter is more popular in like um Asian countries as it is like in the United States?
I I mean I know it's very popular here for sure because there are
Okay.
like the equivalent of LAN parties,
Mm-hmm.
where people because like there's a couple of shops here where you can like you can rent time on a machine, right? So and like yeah, people will go in and just play. Monster Hunter is a big one, but also WoW is a big one. But yeah, so like yeah, I know Monster Hunter is quite popular in Asia, because people talk about it all the time, and it is not as big. I think in Japan it's very very big. Where like when a new one is released, like people take the day off and like go queue or whatever. That doesn't
Hmm.
happen so much here in Singapore. But I do know that it's quite popular, yeah.
It's cool.
And if I'm not wrong, the like in most MMOs, like the regions are segmented, so you wouldn't necessarily get like unless they specifically join a North American server, you probably wouldn't see most of these guys on that part of the world simply because the regions tend to be segmented like that.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true.
And it depends on the game because, like with Final Fantasy 11 and 14, you could play with Japanese and anybody. It
Oh,
just they
okay.
had multiple servers so they could house as many players. So, like, because I actually had like two guys that I was friends with in Japan for a long time that we played 11 with that were one was a dragoon and I think another one was a white mage. So we have a rotation in our parties whenever when we were playing. So it was nice to be able to have that whole different thing. And they had a whole system with like communication. Like you could type in things and it would be like a multi-translation for
Oh,
certain aspects. So you could like kind of piece out words together with this translation tool. So it was really cool. Um, but people would make jokes like I can't say it on here with like because the way the words would be, and it was like, oh, this, and it would sound adult.
right, right.
Yeah. But anything for you, Jason, on that one? Did you ever play any of the Monster Hunter games or no?
I think I played one of them, and I cannot remember the
Jeez.
subtitle of it. Like, it's not that I didn't like it. It's just there's just so many different games out there that I get into, and I'm not a huge into MMORPGs myself. I did like 14. I played a little bit of WoW, but every time I got to play with friends, I get bored. Um, but I wouldn't be opposed to trying it out again and see if I like it. So I just don't remember the one I did play. My friend has it, and I can't remember. It's been a few years back. Anyways, it's one of the ones that had a campaign story and things like that. I didn't even think it would was are all of them online, or is it certain ones didn't go online? I don't know, but
Generations Ultimate, probably.
possibly that. But it was fun for what I played. I just haven't got too far with any others. So uh, there is still a lot of games I haven't played that I own. So there's that. So
Yeah.
Are you done walking this way, Kitty? She's
I
I've
just
been
let
trying
my
to.
cat out.
I just trying to let. She's like just walking in front of everything. I'm having to
All
move
right,
stuff out of the
Kitty.
way so she doesn't knock stuff over.
You should ask the animals what their favorite game was.
Lay in my lap for at least her. All right. Wait till she gets down and I can list my number two. I guess do we want to do once I get my done with number two, do we want to do like honorable mentions?
Yeah.
I could do that. Yeah.
Okay. Come on, you. Get down. There you go. All right, all right. So my number two, I didn't really expect this to be up this high, but because it was a launch, not a launch title, but it came out a couple months after the launch of the Switch 2. And I really enjoyed playing it. I got to stream it for a little bit, but I kind of put it on the back burner because I got kind of bored with the whole smashing and breaking things. I wanted something a little bit more, and that was Donkey Kong Bonanza. This is my number two. But once I actually picked it up again and started playing through it so I could have it as my one of my games I finished this year, there is something that happens in this game that is just pure nostalgia, pure magic, and I can't even talk about it because if you guys plan on playing this, I can't say a word about it. But it is. Did you finish it?
Not yet.
Okay.
I actually just started playing it like 2 days ago because I had no internet. So I was like, oh well, let me see if I can
Yeah.
knock this out. Yeah, but I haven't finished it yet. No.
Because if you decide to do just do critical path, right? Just go through it, get to the story beats, beat the villains and stuff. There's two things that happen in this game. I'm like, took it to to the track. I'm surprised it's not my number one right now because I had a smile through my and I was like I had tears come out of my eyes because I was so excited because of what happens in this game and it's fun. This game is, you're DK, you're in the mine mining for bananas, these banana gems, and you end up stumbling across this person encased, basically Pauline encased in this purple rock material and you go on this journey to help her break out of that, as well as her finding her voice to be a singer, because this is like way before Mario Brothers, at least it's Mario Odyssey. Because if you played Mario Odyssey, you know that Pauline sings at the New Donk City. But this game, like it's fun. The power ups, the Bonanza power ups are great. There's actually I thought there was only four, but there's five, and they're unique to different type of like skills and abilities, and they're fun. And they can like being able to change up in the fly with these different abilities to get to certain areas to get new bananas or the fossils and the unlocks that you can get in the game are really cool. And it was just really fun. Um, but like once you get to that critical path and you're fighting the bosses towards the end, and you get the realization of something that this game is, it really kind of like blew my mind that Nintendo decided to do what they did with this, especially towards the end of the game. And it's definitely worth playing. It's definitely one of the things that I feel outside of Metroid Prime 4 would be the two games that should have been a launch title on that system more than Mario Kart World. They should have had more time to develop what they wanted to do with that instead of rushing it out so they can have some kind of game for the system. Because the level of polish on both Bonanza and Prime 4 is amazing. But it is definitely something if you have a Switch 2 or haven't got a Switch 2, if you get a Switch 2, pick up Bonanza. It is fantastic. The music's great. This game looks visually beautiful. Next to like Prime 4, these two games are like the best looking Nintendo games that we've ever gotten as far as like on new hardware console. But
See,
yeah,
I
that's
Yeah, go ahead.
no, I was just gonna say I had the adverse effect of that because I played it, um, and I guess my OCD took over where I had to smash every
Everything.
single rock and dig through everything. And if the world wasn't complete, I would go back and I would smash everything and everything
That's
and everything. I was getting, and I felt like I was like with Tears of the Kingdom, I was getting like super overwhelmed, so I had to put it down. But now that you brought it back up, I kind of feel like maybe I should revisit it and replay it again and take more of a laxed approach to the way I play the game.
hmm
Because I thought I had to smash everything, clear out an entire stage, smash everything, go through everything like this. The music was phenomenal. You're totally right.
Yeah.
The music was great. The visually, it's the game is even down to his hair.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Beautiful,
yeah.
beautiful game, beautiful game. And I love. I did like it. I couldn't get past the wall of. Ironically, I say the wall, but the wall of smashing. Yeah, I just that was my whole setback with it.
Well, because like yeah, there's one point in the game you think like, okay, I'm done, right? This is the it, and then it's like, oh no, there's two more stages you need to do. Oh wait, I'm at the final boss, and then there's more stuff to do. And I'm like, what is going on, guys? Like, if you were just to this game, it's really good, but there's so much padding. But like, you really only need to um collect the banana gems, and the fossils. Those are the main key things that you need to collect. So that's the only reason why you're smashing, because you get the chests that give you the maps, the blue for the locations for the treasure, which is, your the bananas or the fossils. And then you of course you got like coins and you got the banana chips, and those banana chips help with buying more bananas. And the more bananas you get, the more unlocks you get to making you do more abilities, which is fantastic. You're not just set with a set of skills you're going through. You actually unlock new abilities for your Bonanza characters, your creature transformations, than you do with just Donkey Kong. So it makes it even more accessible to play than because it does get repetitive at a certain point. Like I think I got to the ice level and that's where I stopped. And I was like, man, this is really cool, but it's like, oh, hey, it's the generic ice level. But then, like, I realized that once you beat that one, you still have to go back and go to the other stage that you decided not to go to, so you can actually progress further into the game.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, there's a lot, but if you just do critical path, get the stuff you need to do, follow the things that it sets you up, you can get through the game. It does take a long time, but it's really cool once it really does pay off once you get to the critical path of like the final boss. I can't say anymore because it was really cool. And if you've played any of the other games, it'll make it even better.
I
I'll
don't
leave
I
it.
don't have the same nostalgia for Donkey Kong that I do for like Mario, right?
Hmm.
But when I heard that it was the same team that did Mario Odyssey that was working
Yes.
on Bonanza, I was like, well, I got to pick it up because I Odyssey is a fantastic, fantastic game. And so I picked it up as soon as it came out, but then I didn't play it. I didn't play it. I other things, took my time
Yeah.
and I didn't play it. And I honestly I started this game I think 2 days ago. Um, and I've been enjoying it though. Like I did enjoy it. Like I enjoy the smashing. Like sometimes it gets kind of, it's almost like you get into like this Zen mode where you're just like
Yeah.
it doesn't even matter. You're just smashing because it's fun. And I don't have to smash everything, but I'm just like smashing, smashing. And before I realize, I'm like, oh shit, I've been smashing for like half an hour. Doing like I'm not even looking for anything. I'm literally just smashing through stuff, not even looking for anything. Um, I only just finished, I think, the third level, or I'm about to
Hmm.
finish the third level, which is the banana refinery or whatever that level.
Yeah.
I think I just beat the boss, but I haven't gone past yet. But like, but yeah, it's been fun, very fun so far. And yeah, like I said, I don't have the nostalgia for Donkey Kong that I do for Mario, but like I think what's been keeping me going isn't just sort of like the main path, but there's all these like little like sort of like side levels where you can get more bananas by doing the side levels, right? And one of the ones that I found kind of maybe in the second or third world, I can't remember, was like a Donkey Kong Country sort of remix. Like so
Yes.
it's side, it's a side view, kind of 3D looking. but it's a 2D platformer basically, right? And you're looking for, you've got the barrels that shoot you and stuff, and like that was very fun. And then like at one point, I think I found Cranky Kong, also from the Donkey Kong Country games,
Yep.
Oh
with the
wow.
with one of the rhinos or whatever. Like he's just there, like
Ramby, yeah.
and he like rants at you for a long time, and you get a banana for that because you listen to him ranting. You get a ranting banana. So like yeah, it's been pretty fun so far. Um, and I'm looking forward to completing because it has been like like the smashing is it can be so mindless that is fun in and of itself, just smashing through things, and like as you smash you just randomly find more bananas or more fossils that like Vince was mentioning. But like it's just so it's just so like this kind of Zen mode that you get into it that before I know it, my Switch 2 is complaining that my battery's gone down so much
Yeah.
because all I've been doing is smashing for half an hour.
Uh, oh man. And it just it's there are things that happen in the game that enemies you'll fight. And then it kind of pays off at the end if you pay attention to some of the enemies
Hmm.
you fight. Because I can't give it away
Yeah, yeah,
without like ruining the surprise. And it's like it's well worth the price of entry going through the game to get to that point. But there are more references and nostalgia to other games in the franchise.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
So
I've already seen the Donkey Kong Country stuff, so that's the reference to some of them. And yeah,
yeah.
like I look forward to getting to the end of this and seeing how the rest is. And there's DLC for this now as well, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Where you're actually on the island and it's stuff, and then you can do stuff on the island, but then there's a quest on the island that you can do.
yeah. There
So,
you go.
and if you get the amiibo, what's cool about that is if you put him with Pauline on your controller or the Switch, it basically drops these golden DK symbols like you would get in the original games, and you
Uh,
could pick them up and they're explosive.
oh, okay.
So you can use it to destruct the environment with you. Or it's like if
Yeah,
you need them in a pinch, you can go, all right, drop them and then grab the stuff and throw it because you may not have your abilities or whatever to get to certain
right.
spots.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I remember the very first room, like literally the very first place where you get dropped into in Donkey Kong Bonanza. I felt the same as Anthony's like, oh, I need to smash everything because there's so
Yeah.
much hidden stuff, right? There's all this
Yeah.
gold, there's all these chips. I don't know what I need any of this for yet, but like let me just smash everything. So I ended up smashing that entire room before even talking to the very first character you're supposed to talk to. I just smashed everything. It's like, oh,
Um,
there's so much hidden stuff here. And I'm like, do I need all of this? I don't know. Let me just grab it all anyway, just in case. It turns out you don't need all of it. And there's plenty of it to find as you progress through the
Hmm.
game, the gold and the chips especially. But like, but yeah, but then very quickly I realized, oh no, I don't have to smash everything. I only have to smash certain things, and then usually they'll tell me, or like when there's hiding stuff. But because the smashing feels so good,
It
like I said,
does.
like something that
it
all
really
I
does.
just do
Yeah.
nothing but smash for so long because it's just so fun to do, even though I'm doing nothing to progress anything.
But it has fun puzzles.
Yeah,
The like I said, there's those 2D stages where you're playing Donkey Kong Country with the
yeah.
barrels and you're having to make sure you don't hit enemies as they're flying back and forth, collectibles. It's fun. So, but yeah, that's
And it's got that same sort of feel like Odyssey, where like in Odyssey you're looking for all the moons and stuff, right? Moons? Yeah, moons.
yeah, the moons, yeah.
Um, the
Yeah,
moons, right?
moons.
And so here in Bonanza, you're looking for bananas. You're looking for the bananas, and you're trying to get as many bananas as possible. But like the main difference is that in Bonanza, the bananas you upgrade with them. You have to get bananas in order to upgrade your skills. Whereas if I'm unless I'm misremembering very badly. In Odyssey, they were just to collect. They were just bananas to collect. They would unlock levels, I think, but not upgrades, right?
No, 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 because they were only
Yeah.
like they helped you upgrade the balloon on your airship, but that's
Ah,
about
that's
it.
right. But
Yeah.
then that's just to like travel further to
Hmm.
get to like yeah. That's right. So yeah, it wasn't like yeah. So like at some point you just sort of you start collecting these just to collect them because you can already travel everywhere you need to travel to. Whereas here it's like I can see I need more and every upgrade has like not every upgrade most upgrades have multiple upgrades within the upgrade so you can just keep
Yeah.
upgrading the same thing multiple times and you just need more bananas for that, right? So you're constantly on the hunt for bananas to make your Donkey Kong better.
And they made it
And
really
yeah,
cool because if you ever go into the map section of any area you're at,
yeah,
and if you get any of the maps, it
Yeah,
basically will pop
that's
up and
true.
show you where they're at. and
Yeah.
then you can actually track what you've gotten in each level. Also, you can track how much stuff you've smashed, what you've smashed, and there's actually a
Yeah.
max for certain smashing things. And that gives you money, which you can use for money to buy things, which is really cool. I really love that. Like the balloons are back. I mean, it was really nostalgia playing this game again. And then actually finishing it, I was like, oh my God, I should have finished this 2 months ago.
Yeah.
But
And the clothes.
yeah, the
Oh
clothing,
yeah,
Clothes are
the
you can
cool.
clothes. Yeah.
you
Clothes are
can
definitely cool.
you can dye his hair.
Yeah.
His fur, yeah. It's such
Yeah,
it's funny because the clothes is so like I've not the little bit of clothes that I've seen so far, it's so ridiculous.
yeah.
But it's fantastic. Like it's so like nobody would wear this in real life, but it's
No.
so much fun to make Donkey Kong wear it.
But it
Hi,
gives you
Pauline.
bonus. It gives you
Yeah.
bonuses too, like maybe help you not take so much damage by hitting it by fire, or you may be able to breathe underwater longer depending on whatever you have. It's really cool, like the aesthetic that they've added or the abilities with these things that
Mm,
you're be able to equip on your character. Both of them actually, both
yeah.
him and Pauline.
Pauline. Yeah.
Are you hyped for this, Jason? Are you looking forward to it?
I'm now. It wasn't on my list originally, but I'm gonna have to add it now when I get a Switch too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so we are now on to honorary mentions before we get to number
Okay.
ones.
All right. So I've only got three honorable mentions. The first one is Donkey Kong Bonanza. I've not played through the whole thing, but it's what I played of it so far is very, very fun. Um, I'm enjoying it so far, and I can't wait to get through more of it. Like Vince, I can't believe I waited so long because I bought this as soon as it came out because I was so
Hmm.
excited about it, and it got lost in the shuffle of all the games coming out, and I ended up not playing it for so long. But now that I've started it, I mean, I guess that's one good thing of my internet going down is that I finally started
Have
playing
time to
this.
play safe. Yeah.
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 My second honorable mention, and this is a game that I've not played at all yet, but I know when I start playing it, I'm going to love it because I love the franchise so much, and that is Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. I just got this. It came in, I think, earlier this week. It got delivered, and I haven't started it, but like, yeah, I love Metroid. I love Metroid Prime. And when I do eventually get to it, I know I'm gonna love it. Some people have been saying bad stuff about it, but I don't believe them. I think they're just lying and they're trying to get clicks on the internet. I don't believe them at all. I'm
Yeah,
sure this is gonna be great.
don't,
Yeah.
No,
don't,
Yeah.
don't.
play it,
And
enjoy it.
Play it
my
and do enjoy
final
it.
sorry, say again?
I
Play
was
it
just
and
gonna
enjoy
say,
it. Yeah.
Yeah,
play it,
yeah,
and I'm sure you'll enjoy it. Yeah.
yeah. And my final honorable mention is also a bit of a cheat. This came out last year for the PS5, but it came out this year for Xbox. Even though I have the PS5 version, I still think it kind of counts. But that is Black Myth Wukong. This was amazing. I love this game so much. If I had played it last
Mm,
year, it probably would have made my list last year because it would I would have rated it very highly. It's a Souls-like game, which I don't normally be. I mean, I think I would enjoy Souls-like games if I had more time to really properly sort of study, like because every boss is a puzzle, right? Um, and I think I would enjoy that if I had more time to properly, devote to them. Because I played so many of them. I played the first like 2 or 3 hours of so many of them, but at some point I hit a wall, and I just can't get past that wall for whatever reason. Usually it's because I can't spend the time to devote to defeating that boss that's kind of standing in my way.
Yeah.
But Black Myth Wukong never never had that wall for me. Every boss, it's not like I beat every boss immediately or anything like that, right? I had trouble with certain bosses, but like I think the boss that I had the most trouble with was very early on, was one of the head smashing one. I forget his name. The secret boss in area one
Oh, yeah,
where
yeah,
he
yeah.
yeah.
yeah, the
Well,
Jinchi or whatever. I think I had the most trouble with him, and where I had to fight him like something like 10 or 15 times. But I was making incremental gains every time that it never felt like this is a wall that I'm stuck at. It was more like I'm this is definitely difficult, but I'm making progress every time. I get a little bit closer, I get a little bit closer. I learn something new, I understand something new that I didn't before. And eventually I did beat him. And after that, I won't say it was smooth sailing, but I never got anywhere near close to hitting a wall. Despite how difficult bosses become later on. Like
Hmm.
Wukong's abilities kind of they go up, and so
Yeah, he levels
nothing is
up.
ever
yeah.
that difficult in the sense of like this is I'm not going to be able to do this unless I devote like hours and hours to trying to figure out this particular boss. I never felt like I had to do that in Wukong. And on top of that, like I'm a big mythology buff. I love mythology so much, and to see something focused so like lovingly on Chinese mythology, which you don't get very often, was so great. Like I was so many of these characters. Like I read Journey to the West so long ago. Like it was a very long time ago that I read Journey to the West, which is which is where most of Monkey stories come from. Wukong stories come from. Um, but like playing through this game, I was taken back. I was like, oh, I remember this character. Oh, I remember that story. Oh, I remember this. And then like every at the end of every chapter, you get this amazing like animated short, like telling you this
Yes.
story, and then you can access those animated shorts from the main menu once you've unlocked them, and so you can watch them whenever you want after that. Like oh, they're so like every short is like a different animation style. I assume a different animation company altogether, like a different team doing each one. And they're so beautiful and they tell these great stories. Some of them are backstories, some of them are like forward stories that don't make sense until you get to a certain part in the game or you do a certain side mission in the game.
Hmm.
And I was able to I was able to platinum this, which I never thought I'd be able to do for
Oh
Wow.
A Souls
wow.
like game. Yeah, I
Wow.
was like, that's you have to play through it a second time, but like the new game plus is so much easier than the original. It's almost like a victory lap. You're just like every boss, almost every boss you can take out the first time. I think I died like two times on New Game Plus, right? It doesn't like I was reading online, like it doesn't get properly hard again until New Game Plus Plus. So if you want to go through like more, as you add more pluses, because you can keep adding as many pluses as you want, I think, like the it just keeps getting harder and harder and harder. And of course, you keep taking all your levels and everything as you go through. But at a certain point, there's not much more you can add to Wukong. So it's really just it just gets harder and harder, right?
Yeah.
Um, but New Game Plus was such a breeze, and like you know everything already. You know where to go. You know where to unlock this, to unlock that thing. It was so much fun. It was just this victory lap of like, haha, I've beaten you guys once already, but now I'm going to beat you again, and you're not even tough anymore. And it was great. It was great. So yeah, I really enjoyed this so much. And I wish I played it last year because I think it would have made my list last year. Yeah,
I still got to
and that's
play
it.
that one.
I played it this
That's
year.
my
I
honorable
played it
mention.
this year and I enjoyed the hell out of it. The only thing I
Yeah,
haven't done, the only thing I haven't done was the last boss, like the final like hidden boss, the his
Oh,
friend.
oh, that was the hardest boss. I take it back.
Yeah.
I thought no, you're right. That was the one I forgot
That's
about
the
him
only one I
because
haven't fought yet.
I think I put him out of my mind because he was so hard. He was such a dick.
Yeah.
He has like so it's funny because like I don't want to give very a lot away, right? But like he has something like six phases. This secret boss, and the first four phases are fucking nails. Like they're really tough. Like for a long time I couldn't get past the third phase. It was so tough. Like the third phase, he kept taking me out in the third phase. Finally, I got to the fourth phase, and then I think the fourth phase is somewhat easier than the third phase. So like it didn't take me too long to finally beat him on the fourth phase. But then the fifth and sixth phases are just so much fun. They're not even difficult. It's just like it's basically the game telling you like, all right, you've already beaten the toughest boss. Let's just give you something really fun to do. Um,
Yeah.
just to have fun, just to have this amazing fun for the fifth and sixth phases that you basically, unless you like are not paying attention at all, like you're staring at something entirely different, you can't die. Like you can't lose in those phases. They're so easy, but they're so much fun. Um, and I don't want to say too much because like it's like, but like that's your like your prize, your celebration for finally beating this very pretty, very attractive boss, but such a pain in the ass. Oh my gosh, yeah. But it's you're right. That was the toughest boss. I take it back.
I haven't because I was like I've watched all of it. I'm like ready to like I haven't had time. I wanted to finish other things because I
Yeah.
knew if I devoted the time, and I'm probably gonna probably have to just either play through the game again on New Plus and then just fight him at
Hmm.
that point,
He
or
might be
try to do
easy. Yeah, he might be. He's probably easier that way.
because like I
Like
need
I
to
was,
get for myself familiar with the game again.
yeah. That was
Yeah.
the boss. That was my wall, actually. I do take, but like at that, I was so close to the end at that point. I
Hmm.
actually had beaten it once, and then you go back to kind of clear up whatever you haven't
Yes.
cleared up, and that's one of the things you're supposed to clear up, right, before you start New Game Plus. And and so I finally went to fight, and like it took me like 2.5 days, not continuous, but like it like a good solid like 6 7 hours every day to try and like to learn him and like get to him. So that was the wall. But when you
Hmm.
finally defeat that fourth phase, the fifth and sixth phases are just wow, they're so good, so fun. And you get worried at first, just like, oh my God, there's more phases. But like it's great. It's so I don't want to say anything about them because they're just so much fun. And if you guys get around to doing it, I highly recommend like just because he is like I'm not gonna lie, he's so tough. I think I think I haven't done it in New Game Plus, but I have to assume he's a lot easier like every other boss.
Yeah.
He's a lot
Oh,
more
I
easy
had
just
no
simply
clue.
because you're so powered up at that point. But like yeah, he's uh but like the fifth and sixth phases are just a lot of fun when you finally get to it. I was so happy and overjoyed. I had the tears of joy of I finally beaten this guy, and then I was frightened because like oh my God, I haven't beaten this guy. And I was like oh wait no, this is just a victory lap. This is what this is. This is just the devs going yes, you've done it. Here's something very fun for you to do for the next like half hour or so. Like good job.
Yeah. All right. So, what do you got, Jason? What's your
Oh,
honorable mentions?
geez. A little tougher on that. I do have a couple. I don't have the physical copies of them. They're digital. One is on Steam that I bought earlier this year. Is the kind of a nod to like Resident Evil and things like that. It's called Hollow Body. Actually, it's a survival horror set in the future kind of thing. You just play this girl who's trying to find her sister in this um, abandoned town and fight monsters, things like that. It feels a little bit old school style,
Hmm.
like PS2 era, but it's really good. The music's good, the gameplay and the combat, and the story is really cool too. So that would be one of my other honorable mentions. And the other one was when I got a suggestion from a girlfriend. She mentioned a game called Crow Country. I don't know when it was released exactly, but it's another survival horror game that you can play at different difficulties. Like if you're playing on easy, there's no monsters, but the atmosphere is creepy, and you're trying to figure out what happened to this one character. And there's a final boss, but if you play on normal, then there's monsters and things like that. And but it feels very PS1 level. So you can get that on Steam, or not Steam, but on the PS5. And the other one, I haven't picked it up yet. I want to because I love the first game. I'm going to get into it for 2026, but technically it just came out, and this is my cheat on this one, and that's Tormented Souls 2. I know I'm going to love that one because I love the first one, and I already love the demo of part two. And I'm thinking, well, this will probably be in my top five if I had a chance to play it. So yeah, those are my three.
Nice.
Yeah.
Sorry, the name of the first one, Jason, was Hollow Body.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's
it's like
one
a
word. I looked it up.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
like
it
a
looks yeah.
cyberpunkish kind of thing, but survival horror style.
Yeah. Okay. That sounds very good. Yeah. That's why I wanted the
It's a
name. I
lot
want
of
to make sure
fun
to get the
actually.
name. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Anthony, what do you got?
So I have only three. I'll be like super quick. My first one's Battle Garega for Saturn. It's a
Oh, nice.
classic shmup. Um, I got this one. I think it was about two weeks ago. I played it on the Mister Nonstop, and I've played it in the arcade. I've been in tournaments with Battle Garega, and I happen to love that game. I think it's a great game, great shmup, good music. Saturn's kind of like closest to the arcade you're going to get with actually having an emulation for the arcade. Then the next one is Hyperduel for Saturn, another shmup that I happen to really like a lot, and it's really horrible with the glare of the screen, but like with Hyperduel, you're like this mech. It's a very easy game, so it's a very short type of shmup. And the music is great. The movement is great. Visuals, it's a phenomenal game. But it's like you're kind of like a mech with this big rail gun, and you're just plowing through everything in the game. But the levels are kind of short, but it's fun because it's a Saturn Japanese exclusive, and
Mhm.
Saturn had a longer lifespan in Japan where they really pushed those shmups on Saturn. And Hyperduel to me is definitely like one of kind of like that, and Steam Hearts were my white whale for Saturn. And I got Hyperduel and Steam Hearts together because I dumped my copy of Dinosaur Peak for NES, and I had both. I the guy had Hyperduel, Steam Hearts, and oh man, it's up there. Night Raid for PS1, which is like ridiculously hard to find in America because that's another Japanese exclusive, Night Raid, which is another phenomenal game. And I got like all three of those in like a trade and stuff, which I thought was like equivalent value because Night Raid is sealed. So I'm like, all right, this I'm never gonna open it, but it was pretty cool. My last honorable mention, I've been playing a lot of just here and there, just having a lot of fun with it is the new Digimon game.
Oh,
I kept seeing that
Nice.
at Bert too. I'm like,
yeah.
wow, new Digimon. Nice.
I've heard a lot of good things about this Digimon game. Yeah.
I I love it. It's I and what's really cool about it too is that it there's a cheat system in it where if you spend $6, you get three dungeons. And one of the dungeons is XP. Another dungeon is yen or currency, and another dungeon's like items, like craftable items, like for your like stuff that you can craft within the game. And you can just run in the dungeon and farm XP, and just use XP to build up your Digimon, and then digi evolve them, and then evolve them again into like more powerful Digimon. It's a really great game. Um, I'm having a lot of fun with it. A friend of mine's like, I'm all right, it's blah whatever, but it's a lot of fun. I think I'm like about 55% in with the game.
Mhm.
So I think it's a great it really is like a fun game. If you've played, Digimon World and Digimon World 2, then you'll definitely like this. And I've played both of them, and I just thought they were great. I didn't go on the whole Pokemon hype. I was like different and went with Digimon because those Digimons were really cool. So yeah. But those are my three honorable mentions for that.
Nice.
Nice.
Um, Let me see. Split Fiction, fantastic. Fantastic co-op game. I had a blast streaming that with my buddy Gus that I went to high school with. And it was fun. It had like a lot of nostalgia. The platforming references to massively multi different like different pop culture. So there was comic book references, video game references, movie references. It was the voice acting was really good. It was just a fun game to play with somebody, a buddy, and I had a blast with that. Let me see what else. Um, Ninja Gaiden 4, fantastic. And you know what? I'm gonna put both of those Ninja Gaiden 4 and Ragebound were really, really good. I enjoyed them a lot. They just didn't hit the level to be in my top five, but they would be definitely in my top 10. Um, because it was fun. Because not only did we get Ninja Gaiden 4 and Ragebound, we also got Ninja Gaiden 2 Black. And so it was the year of the ninjas. It was so cool to be able to go in, hack and slash, and kick ass and like kill demon butt. I love both of them. I actually started trying to play through Ninja Gaiden 4 on hard. Um, I got stuck on like the second boss. I just haven't had time to really kind of go back and kind of get myself in the right mindset to try to push to finish it. But I enjoyed both. Those were really good. And then I guess the last one, I'm gonna do the same thing that Dan said and do Black Myth Wukong was fantastic. Even though I know it was last year, but I think I had the most fun playing that one this year. It was challenging. I know the fights were difficult. I know that like the first challenging boss I had the most difficulty with was at the time was Black Tiger.
Mhm.
with the blood and everything. And it was
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah,
just getting used to his patterns and
Yeah.
being able to dodge. That fight teaches you how to parry and dodge.
yeah.
And
I hated that guy.
yeah,
Yeah.
but once you get like past that, things get easy. And there was the one the beetle or whatever, the one with the I don't know if it was a beetle or whatever. The guy that you fight that has the wind and you have to
Oh yeah,
stop
yeah,
him
yeah,
from. And like I beat him in one shot. I felt like really proud. But then when you get to the other guy that's a centipede, he kicked my
yeah,
ass a couple times. And then when you get to actually fight your other self, that was hard. But like
yeah.
once I got it, I got it. And it was nice being able to stream that game and have people invested with what was going on and having fun with it. It was really, a really good game to play live with people.
I remember watching you play a little bit through the pagoda section.
Hmm.
And
Oh,
then when I got to the pagoda section when I was playing, I was like, oh, I remember because I kind of forgotten about it, right? But then
Yeah.
I played through it and I was like, oh yeah, I saw Vince do this. These guys are a pain in the ass. I forgot about that. Keep throwing you off
Yeah.
the fucking thing. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
Oh
yep.
God, yeah, yeah.
really got to play that. It looked really cool when I saw
It's
Vince
yeah.
play it. So
It's
Like
supposed to be getting a sequel. I mean, as far as I
oh,
understand,
well,
nice, nice.
it's not a sequel per se, but it's sort of in the same universe or something. It's
universe.
like because
Yeah.
it's a different character, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
But also by Game Science, and yeah, it looks like there was a was last year was the Game Awards trailer, I think it was
Yeah.
last
I think it
year.
was last year. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's a different Chinese mythological character. And yeah, like if it's anything like this one, it's going to be great because that one I will pick up immediately. Like I
There's a
was just so
trailer.
yeah, there was it's called Black. I forgot what it was. It's Black. It's still the Black Myth first part, but then the second part is the character's name. When I forgot, it's the judge character. I suddenly forgot his name. Um, but yeah, just do like next Game Science game. I'm sure it'll pop up. Next Black Myth game or something. But like, yeah, if it's anything like this one, it's definitely going to be amazing. Although he's a very different character. Like Wukong is a fighter. He's a he is who he is. But this other character is more he's a ghost catcher of sorts. So maybe they'll still like kind of amp up his physical prowess.
Zong Q or
That's
Q.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
in the myths, he's a ghost hunter. But but he's not particularly physical, right? Like he's not like Wukong, right? He's not like, running around with a staff beating everybody up, right?
Hmm.
So I'm interested to see what they will do to him in the game to make it still feel like Black Myth, right? Like Wukong. So yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. And it says it's going to be a single player action RPG. So there's, it may be,
Yeah. I mean, I have to assume it'll be the same, very similar
yeah.
to Wukong because that's what people love, right? So yeah.
Mhm. And it was announced, so it wasn't the Game Awards last year. It was actually at Gamescom this year, Gamescom in
Oh,
August.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just saw that with the thing.
I
So
knew I knew Jeff Keighley was there.
yeah, 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 yeah. Somehow, some
I
way.
knew Jeff Keighley was there somewhere. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Super cool.
Yeah. All right, so we're on to number one.
All right. Surprising absolutely no one. I'm not even gonna do any preamble. It's Claire Obscure Expedition 33.
Yeah.
This was my game of the year, and I think from the moment that I started playing it, I was like, this is something very special. This is one of the few games this year that I played all the way through without stopping. It was this one, it was Black Myth Wukong, and it was uh Ghost of Yotei. Those were the three games that I played without stopping. And it's such like I don't want to say too much about the story because the story is fantastic, but like at the end of every sort of chapter, I guess the every narrative, the end of every narrative chapter ends with a gut punch. To the point where like even the beginning, even like the tutorial level ends with a gut punch, where I was depressed for like the first 3 or 4 hours of this game because yeah, like the first two, there's two like kind of prologue levels, and each one ends with this horrible thing happening, and then you're finally you start the main level, the main story, the main the main first level, I guess. And it's this beautiful thing to look at. And it's like the developers were like, yeah, we know we have depressed you these first couple of hours. So here's something very, very pretty to look at. So please enjoy this beautiful scenery while you fight whatever monsters that we've made fairly easy for you so you can learn the game and stuff. But like, never mind that. Like, so the story is fantastic, right? But it's also like every character, because it's a turn-based RPG, you have a party of 5/6 characters that you use, and six characters, and every character has it's a different they're a different sort of class, right? As is pretty normal. But each class has its own way of like figuring out how to play them, like what to do with them, how to maximize what they are doing. Um, Mayel is probably the one who's like the best known because she's the one that can really be made to break the game. She's the one who can be powered up so much that she can one-shot bosses toward by the end of the game. She can one-shot bosses. Like it's, it's not even like regular like she can one-shot bosses. Like that's how powerful she can get. And they did that on purpose. They were like, we're gonna let people do this because the game gets pretty hard towards the end. So it's nice to be able to break it so that you can do these things and not worry too much about, oh God, I'm gonna have to like slog the last bit because it's so difficult, right? And there's so much end game stuff as well that it's very funny because like I didn't want to finish the story before I did all the end game stuff, so I ended up doing all the end game stuff because I was like, when possible, I like my last trophy to be the final story trophy, right? I try to do everything else, and then I try to do, and then I do the last, and then I do the last. So like I did all the end game stuff before I did the final story boss. Um, and that was hard. Like it gets even with the game broken, right? Like even with break having Mail break the game, there are certain bosses that are still quite difficult to do, even with her that way. Um, but I was able to do it, and then I finally went back and did the story boss, and he was so laughably easy compared to like all the endgame stuff that I already done.
Oh yeah.
But anyway, but it's a great story. It's a great like it's just having like learning how each character works and how they can sort of help each other out in these ways is so good. And then like all the Pictos and all the like the way that you can like it's like it's like the devs knew what they were doing when they were giving all these things out, and that you would be able to break the game basically by putting certain things in certain ways. But like it takes a while to get there because you still have to play through the game normally, right? It takes you a good long while to get there because some of the most powerful Pictos are hidden behind some of these powerful bosses. You can't get them until you defeat the boss, the boss that so you wouldn't be able to defeat that boss with these Pictos. You can't break the game until you've done certain things that are quite difficult to do, right? So, but like yeah, it's very fun. And then like all the little collectibles that the journals that you get from previous expeditions. When you like
Especially that one journal.
yes. They're so it's just such a great game. All like there's been a handful of games in my life where I've loved like the way that they've done the narrative via collectibles is so good that you want to collect them all regardless of whether or not there's a trophy attached to it. Like this was one of them. Control was another. And the first one that I felt the experience with was Horizon Zero Dawn, where I wanted to collect every single
Yes.
little collectible out there because all of it told you a little bit of the story, before the game, before the game starts, right? Like everything that happened in the past, and so you get, and it's so great, and like, and yeah. Expedition 3 does the same thing with all these little collectibles that tell you just a little bit of story from previous expeditions, and some of them are hilarious, some of them are sad, some of them are like literary, like there's like poems, some of them are poems and you have to kind of tease out what they mean, right? And they're just it's so good, like and this was like I think sorry, Jason mentioned this earlier, where like I didn't know about this game until like a month after it already come out, and there was so much word of mouth spreading between like people that I follow online, or friends that I was talking to here in Singapore, that I finally was like, oh, I should probably look this, I should probably pick this up. This looks pretty interesting. And then I was looking for the game and I couldn't find it. Like everyone was sold out. Partly because A, nobody ordered enough because nobody knew what this game was going to be, and B, because when people finally started to realize what this was, they bought all the copies because So then I had to wait until the restocks came in. So that was like another month before I finally picked it up. Um, but yeah, man, once I got it, I started playing it. I remember like as soon as I started this game, I told Felicia like, I'm not. Don't bother me for the next week because like I'm gonna devote all my time to this. Whatever you need from me, like delay it a week because I'm not doing it. I got to get through this game. It's so good. And yeah, I don't know if I've left anything for Vince to talk about. I hope I did.
There is. Don't worry, don't worry.
Okay,
We'll get
good,
there.
good.
We'll get there.
But yeah,
But I won't say anything until mine.
it's great. It's just from the moment I started this game, I knew this was going to be really tough to beat for Game of the Year. And I knew Silk Song was coming. I knew Hades 2 was coming, right? Like all these games that I love Hades. I love the first Hollow Knight. I haven't actually touched Silk Song yet. I'm so behind on my games. I'm sure I'll love it too when I eventually get to it because I love the first Hollow Knight so much. But like I was like, this is gonna be really, really tough to beat because this is so special. And yeah, I haven't even talked about the music. The music is phenomenal. I've been using it as my writing music. I can put it on the background while I have to do writing or work or whatever. Because it's so good. It's so, so good. It's like an 8 hour soundtrack. You can find like a YouTube video where it has like every song back to back on it. It's like 8 hours. And I'll just put that on in the background. I'll just listen to everything. It's
Oh
so
wow.
good. It's so good. I think the only soundtrack that it might be better than Clair Obscur was Alan Wake 2 soundtrack. Because that one's also a phenomenal soundtrack. But like these are all amazing. It's just amazing tracks. This dude that they found, off of what was it, SoundCloud or Spotify or something, like they just
That's what
found
it
him
was. That
like
SoundCloud. Yeah,
he's
Yeah.
SoundCloud, right? Like
yeah.
they just randomly found this dude, and it turns out he's this amazing, amazing composer. And he's like, oh yeah, it's mwah. This whole like from top to bottom, this entire game is fantastic. I can't say anything bad about it. I even talked about the Ben Starr doing voices here, Charlie Cox doing voices, Jennifer English. Like they're like as much as I love, and I do think Erika Ishii was better in Ghost of Yotei. All these guys are excellent in this game. All the characters are so fantastically voiced by everyone. Who's some of these names I don't even know, but they're so good. Um, Top to
It was
bottom,
nice to
this game was
have
amazing.
Ben Starr come back to
Yeah,
do
yeah.
voice.
And
Uh,
when Jennifer like if you watch the Game Awards, like Ben Starr, with Jennifer because Ben Starr was up for the same award as Jennifer English and Erika Ishii, but like
mm,
when Jennifer English won, he was so hyped for her. Like when there was no trace of like, oh shit, I lost on his face. He was so happy for her. Like I think he screamed louder than she did. He was so happy. Like it was amazing. Like it was I and Ben Starr, from everything I've seen of Ben Starr, he's such a good dude. I want him to be in every video game from now on because he's such a good guy. He's so nice to everyone. Like he's a good. So I'm glad that he was in this game. It took me a while to realize because I didn't because the character that he plays doesn't show up until a little bit later in the game, and it took me a while to. I was like, I know that voice. Who is this? I had to go look him up. It's like, oh shit, yeah, it's Ben Starr.
It's freaking Clive, man. It's Clive.
yeah,
It's Clive.
Clive.
Yeah, it's fucking Clive. Yeah, he's fantastic.
Yeah.
He's
He
really,
is.
really. It's just the whole, like I said, top to bottom. This game is so, so good. It's so special. I could literally talk about it for hours and hours and hours. And maybe we should devote one like very spoilery podcast to this, Vince, and just do nothing but talk about
Oh
Expedition
yeah, yeah.
33.
Me
Yeah,
it'd be us three, and then we'll wait for Anthony to finish it. But
Yes.
I'll also get Tylord on because he needs to be on
yeah,
that episode.
Yeah, be a
yeah.
nice
Because
deep
that,
dive.
oh God, it's so
So
good. Yeah.
um,
All
yeah,
right.
I
So
can't
yeah,
say
that's
anything
my
until
number
mine.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair, fair.
All right, Jason.
Well, again, that game technically would be number one. I just want to give this particular game a little bit of a special one because um it had mixed results from fans and non-fans at the same time. But that will be a survival horror game. Usually, an RPG would edge things out for me, but in this case, I'm just going to throw it out there. I'm going to give Silent Hill F some love. This game, oh my god, an actual new Silent Hill, not a remake, not a reboot, nothing like it's just new. It's a new Silent Hill game set in Japan, but I thoroughly enjoyed it. I played all the playthroughs on it. I platinumed the game. Um,
Nice.
the storyline is insanely good, but you have to play all the playthroughs to get the full story. Because if you only play the one playthrough, you get a portion, and you're like, "Oh, that's crazy what they just did there." But there's more to it than that. And I think the protagonist is very well done as well. I like the atmosphere. The music is done by Akira Yamaoka. He came back So we got that from Team Silent, playing around with it again. Um, I just, like I said, this one and Clair Obscur are technically my number one, but like I had to split it in a weird way, and I just
Yeah.
wanted to give this a little bit of an edge, just because I knew Clair Obscur is going to, dominate, right?
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
and not to say the Clair Obscur is less than this particular game, or vice versa, in my opinion. It's just because these are two of my favorite genres. But anyway, Silent Hill F is just, I like the return of, Silent Hill, and it's not a remake. Even though Silent Hill 2 remake was a phenomenal game, I like the idea that we have something new again. And it opened up a lot of doors for Silent Hill. We're getting new Silent Hill games along with another
Remake of
remake.
one.
And we're getting remake
A
of one,
remake of
yes.
one.
Yes.
So it's just, if you haven't played any Silent Hill games, this is not a bad start. Not an easy game by any stretch, especially if you play on the higher difficulties. It is hard, but that's a Silent Hill game for you. It's just good storyline, just a lot of fun, and I'm personally, I is one of the game of the years. If Clair Obscur wasn't around, I would definitely say this is number one in my opinion. But I'm putting it in number one just because I wanted to give it a little bit of extra love. But yeah, no, I love the game. But Silent Hill is my favorite survival horror series of all time. So I guess I'm a little biased at that point. So anyway,
I've
I
played. Oh, sorry, go ahead, Vince.
no, I was just saying I love the game, so I'll let you go and I'll gush real quick after that.
I was just gonna say I've played very little of this. I was invited. There's streamers here in Singapore called Geo Play Game.
mhm.
You can find them on Facebook. You can find them on. They have the website as well. And I did a short little video with them where they. Xeon is one of the guys. He played through the game, and he had certain safe spots for me to kind of play through. So I didn't start the game from the beginning. I played one section where like you're in the field and with all these scarecrows, and you have to try to figure
Oh
out.
yes.
Yeah, you have to figure out like clues and to get the right scarecrow and then point you to finally get out of the section. And then another one was a boss fight in the dream world area.
Hmm.
Um, but like I think like what I played with it so far, I have enjoyed it. I do have the game. But I haven't like properly started it, right? I just played those little two sections with these guys. And he and but what I found kind of a bit annoying was the combat. The combat is very like you swing twice, you swing your weapon twice. That's all of your whatchamacallit gone. Your
Stamina.
Stamina.
stamina. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, your
Yeah.
stamina's gone. And I'm like, oh God, right? And I understand that she's a schoolgirl. I understand that she's not this badass ninja or nothing, right? She's just a regular schoolgirl, right? So I get that you wouldn't like she wouldn't have, but like I was talking to Xeon about this, and he was telling me like that's basically like the whole game. She's like that. Like she never gets. There's no way to kind of make her better, quote unquote. Um,
Uh, you can
so
And
upgrade her a little bit.
a little
You
bit.
can
Okay.
you can do more stamina, better combat. There's
Okay.
a lot of these items. What's it? Omomaris that you
yeah,
can
Yes.
get and boost your stats and things like that.
Okay,
There's
well that makes me
ways
feel a
to
little bit
boost her,
better then. Okay.
and the combat is more so like you have to time is. They kind of went
Yeah.
almost Souls like, but not quite. Where you're
Yeah, yeah.
doing timing shots. So if you see them coming in, swinging in a certain way, that's when you swing and you can stun them and things like
yeah,
that.
you
So
Right.
can
the
counter
combat is
them.
there's more. It's more
He
in
did
depth than just
yeah, he did tell me
swinging.
that. And you're right. It does feel a bit Souls-like where like, yeah, you kind of have to time things properly. You can't
Yeah,
just go in and wail away like you would, even in
Hmm.
other Souls-likes where your characters are, people who know what they're doing, they know how to handle themselves. Um, uh, so yeah, but that does make me feel better that there is ways to kind of upgrade her at least a little bit so that it's not just, you dodge once and that's your entire stamina bar gone.
yeah.
Yeah, because like that felt very frustrating. And like I do want to the puzzle was great. I love the puzzly bit. But even there, like if you pick the wrong one or you take too long, the scarecrows come to the wrong scarecrows come to life and they start attacking you. And that's also kind of a pain in the ass because then you have to use up you end up using up all your like bandages and stuff. And you're like, I just
Yeah.
want to just let me just let me live, for God's sakes. Let me solve this puzzle before you start attacking me. Like, let me give me a chance. But like, I am looking forward to it. And I don't want to, you know, uh, yuck anyone's yum, because I played very little of it. I played very little of it. And I, I've heard lots of great things, not just from Jason, but from, like Silent Hill 2 was such a massive the remake was such a massive success, that now like everyone's looking at Silent Hill more critically, right? Because everyone just assumed because it was Bloober that Silent Hill 2 was going to do terribly. And no, it was amazing. It was great. Everyone loves it. And now Silent Hill F comes out, and I've almost universally everyone's also been saying like it's really really good. Despite my personal misgivings from the very little bit that I've played. But I do want to get to it and play the whole thing because it does look great. And Jason, I trust you. And if you think it's as good or better than Claire Obscur, then I definitely gotta get to this sooner rather than later and play through it.
And to be fair, it is being a little biased. Survival horror games is my second favorite genre. RPGs is my number one. Again, technically, Claire Obscur would be number one in this list besides Silent Hill F. They're there. They're
Yeah,
both there, right?
yeah, yeah.
Um, I think another thing too, the way you were introduced to the game kind of isn't the best way, I guess,
No,
because
that's
you were
probably true. Also, yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah, you were kind of thrown into like chapter 2 or 3 with
Yeah, you were given a
Yeah.
puzzle in combat. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah.
And like,
yeah,
and Xeon didn't like. I love Xeon. He's a great dude, but he didn't do the best explanation of like what I'm supposed to do or how I'm supposed to do it. He was just like, go here, go there, do this. I'm like, what?
yeah. No, I think you'll enjoy it. The combat will feel clunky. I mean, it is a Silent Hill game.
Yeah.
That's not their focus usually, anyways. But they did put some thought into this one because of the timing of your attacks and where you have to evade and things like that. I mean, she's after all still a high school girl
Yeah, yeah,
dealing with this stuff. It's not like a soldier, you know.
yeah. Correct.
But
And it makes perfect narrative sense, right? It was
yeah,
just like I was just like I'm so used to combat in a video game being sort of divorced from the narrative.
hmm
Like it doesn't matter who this person is, they're just good at the combat because that's what this game is about, right? Like so I was a little like I was a little bit taken aback of like how clunky it felt. And how and like I was in the middle of playing Wukong, right? So I was like, wait, why isn't this as
Oh
fast as
wow.
Wukong, right? Like, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're comparing those two,
Yeah, yeah,
there's a
yeah.
drastic difference. And I know
Yeah.
you get
no
that, but it's
kidding.
like I I I really loved F. I thought it was a good entry to the series. It is in my list of like within my top 10 of this year because
Mm.
I really enjoyed the story. You know, you focusing on Hanako and her process of like with her parents and her friends and their friendship and the connection with that and her expectation to become a woman in 1960s Japan versus like what it would be today. And I I um I kind of did hate the combat, really. I mean, that was the thing that I think I didn't like a lot. And I played the game on hard. And that's what I streamed it. But like I felt like there was a little bit of an exaggeration on what was going on with how she plays
Mm.
versus like any normal generic person that would have been there. You
Mhm.
know, I guess it was like maybe because of the stereotype she's a female, so she's a little bit weaker, therefore this. But I don't know. The durability of the weapons was a problem. Um,
Oh yeah, I didn't talk about that. Yeah.
That was a
I there
big
was
thing.
That
things that
was going to be my grade too, actually. But yeah,
like there's a lot of things that like I loved about this game, but then there was things I hated about it. But I love the story. I love the characters. I even thought it was really cool in the fact of like you have a set ending when you play it the first time.
hmm
It's not until the new game plus do you get something extra. But there were moments like at the end when it's like you're in critical path to the end, you're locked behind, oh, you need to kill this hard enemy while hordes are coming at you and you have limited resources and you may have limited weaponry. And if your weapon breaks, you're screwed. But part of that is like a weapon will just appear randomly.
hmm
So you have something because you can't be left within the game with not having something. But there's moments that you can be. But it's hard when you're like you have to do 6 of these things just to get to the end.
Yeah. So my recommendation: don't play it on hard for the first time.
Yeah, don't do what I did. Don't do
um,
what I did.
get used to the combat first, and then try the hard mode because I did play it on the highest difficulty. Like I said, I platinum it, but the highest difficulty is Nightmare in the Fog, I think it's called,
Yeah.
and the combat is far harder, and it feels like okay, you got to manage your resources a little differently in that even stamina doesn't regen in the same sense because you actually have to use the shrine. That's where
Yeah,
you can
to
upgrade your stuff too. But you got to go to the shrine and use up some of your points to restore your stuff on
Wow.
hard mode. If you don't play it on hard mode, you don't have to worry about that. It will restore in different ways. But yeah, again, hard mode is gonna like if you're playing on hard mode for the first time, yeah, it's gonna feel much more clunky. So I get why you don't like the combat as much. I don't blame you.
well,
Um,
considering I've played every other Silent Hill game, and it's like this is like so drastically different. You know?
yeah, and I'll give you that. But it does flip it on its head halfway through the game, at least
Yes,
in the other world
in the other
sections.
world. I actually like those sections more than I did when she was in the real world where things were being affected by it.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah,
Except for
yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
except for one boss. That one boss on the bridge. That boss was more difficult than she needed to be, and I'll leave it at
Was
that.
that the shouty girl with the mouth?
I
Yeah,
think that's what you're talking about.
yeah,
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 okay.
she was
yeah.
annoying, but after once you learned about the whole timing section,
Right.
that helps with the stun. When you do the stunning attacks on
Mhm.
bosses, it helps. But again, if you're not used to it, yeah, it's going to feel a lot more clunky.
Oh
But
yeah.
don't play
She's
it
the
on
boss
hard.
that I did. She's the boss that I did. And so I
Okay,
have a
okay.
funny story. Like if you watch the video that I did with the Joe Play Game guys, there's one part where like I'm very clearly locked onto her. I'm locked onto the boss and she's doing her like weird her light thing, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
The second phase or the third phase or whatever it is. Um and I'm clearly locked on. But when Hanako goes to stab her, she misses not once, not twice, but 3 times before I finally stab her. And I'm like, what the heck? I was locked on. Why am I missing when I'm locked on?
So that's the thing about that is that you should not lock on with certain bosses.
Are you
You
That's
just
right.
need you
Yep.
need to be focused
Yeah,
at them and just start stabbing them because if
yeah.
not,
I see.
yeah, the lock on is the worst. And it's actually lock on is only good when you have multiple enemies around you versus when you're
Oh,
fighting the bosses.
okay.
Yeah.
I was so like I think that's the funniest part of the video because like I throw my hands in the air and the two guys next to me just both start laughing because like how do you miss when you're locked on, right? It was just like what the hell. But yeah, like I
And
did end up beating her. I did end up beating that boss. So I was like, not
that's
so
good.
bad. Yeah.
I do have like tips and tricks on how to use which weapons to use.
Hmm. I
Go for
had
the
the
speedy ones.
I had
They will
the long spear. I forget what it's called. Or the with the thing at the end. Yeah.
use
But yeah,
them and
I like it is like I what I played of it I did enjoy. Like I enjoyed the
mhm.
puzzle very much. Like the combat was a bit iffy, but overall I think I mean it's definitely a game that I definitely want to get back to and I will put up with a lot for a really good story. So if the story is as good as you say, as you guys are saying,
Yeah,
then
it's a good
I
story.
eventually I'll just get used to the combat, like whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a really good story. It's a good game.
Yeah.
yeah.
There you go. So yeah,
I love it.
Yeah.
I think it's just jumped my queue. I think it's going to be Silk Song and this that I end the year with.
So this is the only thing I'll say is that Konami, this is a great game, but I don't want any more Silent Hill games to be like this. Please, just like story wise, it's fine, but do not have combat like this because I don't want souls
Yeah.
dipping into my Silent Hill.
Yeah.
Silent Hill Souls.
See,
And
I didn't
like
mind it in this because I don't mind them trying to experiment a little bit, but yeah, don't have it in every Silent
Yeah,
Hill game.
this is fine for the one time
Yeah,
off experience, but
and I remember they did get some flack online because I remember the devs had to like push back and be like not every game with a few Souls mechanics is automatically a Souls like game, right? I
yeah.
remember they pushed back on that. But like yeah, I was like, yeah, this combat, it's just
Souls.
I mean, it's not my
It's
favorite.
very
Yeah.
Souls.
Yeah, yeah.
Very Souls.
It's very
And
Souls.
I feel like you've made it Souls, right? But you haven't given me a character that can do a Souls combat, right? Like I need a character that can do Souls combat.
Right, right.
Otherwise, why are you putting Souls combat when the character can't do Souls combat? Like what are you doing?
Yeah, like I said, I didn't mind the experimentation, but that's gonna go with the territory, especially if it's a new Silent Hill. So I'm
Yeah.
hoping with the next one they're not gonna go into the Souls
I
agree.
yeah. For
But
for what
yeah,
little I've played, I agree with both of you that yeah, they should not do this again in subsequent games.
Um,
Like
wow, it didn't
once
bother
was
me
enough.
much, but I can understand.
uh, I just can't. I love it. I love it. I love that game. I did really. Set design, story, the characters, everything that goes on. But I got
I've
frustrated with like, why couldn't she break into houses and steal like? Because there would be katanas. This is the '60s. They would still have like ancient katanas from like back in for feudal Japan sitting in some of these houses. She could have
To be
grabbed.
fair, there are swords
I,
in the game. There is, but yeah, I can understand. I understand.
yeah,
Even if she like slightly bumps the door and goes into the house, or even just opens the door, goes into the house and steals
Yeah,
stuff, and then you're
yeah,
getting like pummeled on. You're like, oh, there's a weapon in the house. Well, why can't I just get that? I mean, there's
yeah.
yeah.
there's I'm carrying like some pipe or something around. Let me smash the window and steal a better weapon.
There are
That's
swords. It's just
that's
it's
a weird
harder to get though.
design. That is a weird design choice though, to have the katana in view but not be able to use it.
yes, yeah.
Yeah,
I
that's
just
a
think
weird
it was a
that's
tease. It was like,
that's
yeah,
a
it's a
weird design
tease.
choice, Konami. I hate it when games do that. Like
Yeah,
it's-
like I said, there's obviously since it's a Silent Hill game, there's going to be extra weapons that you can on New Game Plus and stuff like that. So that's
sure.
where they get you on there.
Uh,
But it would have been nice if you could just go, oh,
yeah,
the
like,
Yeah,
sword.
oh, it's
or
there. Let
something
me
like
Yeah,
grab it.
drop
Yeah.
you.
yeah,
Instead of this friggin' pipe that's gonna break the next when I hit 3 times, let me grab a.
You're right.
Also, can I just say, right? This idea of breakable weapons, that shit has got to stop. I don't like it.
yeah. I
I
don't
didn't
like
as
it.
much as I love Breath of the Wild, I did not like it there. I don't like it in this game. I in that the field section where I kept picking the wrong fucking scarecrow, I broke like 5 different or no, because you couldn't even carry 5, you can only carry 3. I broke
Three.
two, yeah, 2.5. We had to stop because I didn't have any weapons left.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
You can
just it's
repair them in that game though. That's the only Silent Hill that I know that you can repair durable weapons.
Yes.
Why have durable weapons? That did
yeah.
annoy me.
I love how
I'll just
duct tape can prepare a katana or whatever
Right?
blade
Yeah.
or a kitchen knife, right? It's like okay, whatever,
yeah,
or a
but
pipe.
breakable weapons.
Yeah,
We've got to stop this. Game
Yeah.
yeah,
developers, please stop this. Just give
yeah.
me.
Like I
You
said,
want to
that
give me a
is
crappy
definitely
weapon
my
to
gripe.
start with? That's fine.
Yeah,
Then later I can upgrade it or get a better weapon. That's fine. But stop with the breakable weapons.
yeah.
I don't
That's
like it.
my major gripe of the game. I love the game, and the
Yeah.
combat didn't bother me as much, but the durable weapons kind of annoyed me. So I'm like, oh, I got repairs. I'm gonna have to be very managing on this. Great,
Yep.
but it's fine.
Okay.
All right.
We did go on Silent Hill for a bit, so
Yeah, sorry.
no, it's okay. Anthony, what you got? What's your number one?
It's old. Um, I've played it throughout. I played it many of times. I've never really beat it. The game I chose. I've gone to played it, stopped, went to something else, played it, stopped, went to something else. Never really sat down and fully played it. This year I loved the game. I sat down, I kind of fully played it, but it is
Yeah,
Magic
Magic
Knight
Knight.
Ooh,
Ray
Yeah.
Earth for Saturn.
I missed that game.
And this game I got when I said it, I got goosebumps. I used to fall asleep with the opening song and video on. I'm surprised my Saturn still works today because of that. But I deeply love this game, and I play it. Really want to try to play it, but Albert Odyssey kind of gets in the way because I play Albert Odyssey and I love Albert Odyssey. But this year I said I wanted to sit down and I wanted to really play this game So I set time over the summer, and I said I'm going to play this. I'm not gonna just get up to the water level with the boss and say, okay, you know what, I'm gonna get back to this, whatever, and that's it. And I sat down, I dumped time into it. And, in the interim of playing the game, I also had Crunchyroll open and was watching the anime. So I had the game, I had the anime going on, and Tiki has the anime. And it has to be one of the best, well designed games working design has ever done. I know I've put out a lot of working design. I know I've done like a lot of here and there working design games and this and stuff, but um honestly, it was really between like my other top one was Iron Storm for Saturn. I had recently got that, and I like World War II and tactical World War II are games and such. So I was debating with Iron Storm, but really I've had this game for a very long time, so I decided I've never really beat it. Like I said, I sat down, I played it. I'm nuts into RPGs, and this game just really was a phenomenal playthrough. This game is the reason why I didn't play Claire Obscure, because I had to I had to beat Magic Knight. I had to go from when they were in, Tokyo Tower straight all the way through. And, I was determined to rescue Clef. And I'm like, I have to do this. I have to, and it was, this game is definitely my number one of this year because it was phenomenal. It's such a great game. It's lost to time. It's lost to translation. We'll never probably see another light of day again unless they take it in, like, whatever, because the translation stuff was gone. But overall, that's my number one. I played it this year. At least I could say I beat one RPG this year. So it's like I beat this, and I'm like, this is great. I beat it. I was happy. Am I going to go back to playing it again? Most definitely, because it's just such a fun game, and the the voice acting, the animation, the battles, like who to choose, the story. So it's not in depth where I would say it's like, wow, oh, you're going to play it for the story, but it's good enough where you can get by with the story and say, okay, this is a solid story that working design did. And for me, it really is a great like game. And it's just like the different areas that you go into, puzzles that you have to figure out. Just overall, I thought it was great, and I finally beat the game after having it for so long. I was like, wow, this is a great accomplishment to get off. It was like on my backlog for years and years and years. And I said, you know what, I'm just going to do this. I'm going to go forward with it. I even went and put a new battery in the Saturn, so the Saturn would save. So I would have
Yes.
the save on the Saturn, so I would go back and play and play and play. I'd be on conference calls, and I would be sitting there playing it. And just people would be talking to me. I'd be playing on conference calls on Teams, but it just overall was my top number one pick for 2025. It was great.
Can I just say, Anthony, you seem to have a really great Sega Saturn collection.
I am I am I am I'm a Sega Saturn whore. So I'll say what it is. I have Panzer Dragoon
Damn.
Saga, and I my original Saturn path was I had gotten Saturn out of eighth grade, uh and my aunt bought me Saturn. Congo at the time was out, and I had gotten Congo as a choice for Saturn. And I played Congo because I thought, oh my God, this is going to be great. Tim Curry, his voice is going to be in it. Tim Curry is like the GOAT of, I mean, legend. And needless I say more, and I was like, whatever. Then I got a style, and I playing a style just that a style was it. Like that was it. And then because at the time it was like I was watching, I had a Escaflowne, and then I had a style playing, and we were into Dragon Ball, and it was like that big, big, big hype with Gundam Wing, and um, uh, all of that, and then from there, I am probably the biggest Castlevania fan you'll ever meet in your entire
Mm.
life. And I noticed Symphony of the Night came out on the Japanese Saturn. I had my aunt imported a white Japanese Saturn for me, played Symphony of the Night on that. I had already been into shmups for PCE, so I started collecting shmups for Saturn, and then so on from there. And then
Nice.
I got Strahl or Triad Stone, whichever one you want to, the FMV, and I started playing through Strahl, and that was my gateway into FMVs like Carmen Rider
Hmm.
on what was it? Didn't Carmen Rider was on Saturn or PlayStation? I forgot which one it was, but yeah, it was. So I love Saturn. I
That's
love
awesome.
Saturn. Saturn and
I don't have very
PlayStation.
many Saturn games because they're very expensive, even here, even in this part. Like so, because sometimes the Japanese or the non-English releases are cheaper than the English versions, for
Yeah.
Saturn especially.
Yeah,
But even here, like even the Saturn stuff here is quite can be quite expensive. So it's tough. Yeah,
I mean
but yeah, that
it was a big decision to get rid of because I got Dinosaur Peak from Blockbuster. I rented it when I was a kid, and I never brought it back. Just never brought it back, and uh, it was hard to piece of that because it was like, hey, it was your childhood. You went into Blockbuster. You did this. Generations will never realize, ever have that ever again.
yeah, yeah.
But when I saw Hyperduel, Wild Hearts S, Battle Garega, Night, and I it sums it to me, it's just Saturn, just go for it. What the hell? So yeah, I Saturn's one of my big, big, big things that I like a lot.
That's awesome.
Some good gems on the Saturn,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
Yeah,
Definitely.
yeah. I mean,
you,
I've been looking for that Japanese Symphony of the Night for a long time because I know it's
mhm,
got like the extra like
The
The
two
two
section of
levels,
stages.
the
yeah,
yeah,
Yeah. The two stages. Yeah.
the two
yeah.
stages. Everything, like, I had it, and it's, when like you have the game in your backlog and everything just keeps on coming before and before and before. And I played through um Albert Odyssey, and I got to one point where I was in the castle, and you have to fight that thief or whoever he is, but it's in the castle, when in the castle of the fort, and it's that main boss that's there, right? I think it's like after the vampire fight or something. And man, I was doing so well. Game crashed. I gave up on it.
Oh,
I went back. Game crashed again. It's
oh,
notorious for the way they
jeez.
burnt the CD. And
oh.
I
Yeah. That's
just
what I've heard.
and I it's funny too, Vince, because I played it on the Mister and didn't have a problem. So I continued
Hmm.
playing it on the Mister, beat it on the Mister, and then, a friend of mine was like, "Did you ever play Iron Storm?" And I said that was on my list. And then I played Iron Storm, and after Iron Storm, I played In the Hunt, and
In
I
the
was like,
Hunt's great.
"Wow!" Just
Yeah.
and yeah, I said, listen, I kind of told Owaz, I said, listen, is it Claire Obscure or is it going to be Magic Knight? And they said, I've had Magic Knight as a kid for so long. I said, I really would love to beat this. And that's why really this game, it was either going to be this or it was going to be Metaphor Fantasio. So
Mhm.
it was this one takes it over a metaphor, but it's like getting that one big hit off of your backlog, and this was definitely it. So it definitely was a number. I enjoyed it a lot. I enjoyed the anime. I
Speaking of
thought
which,
yeah,
Yeah.
that's super
Yeah.
cool. I
I
mean,
got
you
to get
even
back to this.
I even have the dolls from Japan
Oh,
from
nice.
Nice.
Magic Knight
Yeah.
that I've had for so long, and the Game Gear. No, is it the game? No, is it? I thought no, it's not the Game Gear. It's one of the Magic Knight. Um, systems. I'd have to look and I have to see on the shelf over there. But I have it for like Super Nintendo and everything else. And it was really something I just really, really had to get off my list. And that's why it's number one.
I haven't
Probably
played that
next.
game
Hmm?
in 25 years. I think it came out, what,
It
2000 or
was
something?
the last Saturn game. I mean, or one of the last Saturn games.
Yeah, that's when I had it. I played it. I wish I never
I
got
never
rid
got
of
a
it.
chance
But
to play it. I watched the anime all the way through twice. I loved it, but like I could never find the game,
97.
honestly. Yeah.
it was 90. Okay. Yeah, I bought it too back
Hey.
then and played it, loved the game, but I've also watched the anime at the time
hmm
too. And being a young kid at the time and needing money, and I sold it, and I wish I had never did.
We trade the GameStop or I'm sorry, Funko Land.
Funko
Game
Land.
crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so if I
But
can go back in time and keep it.
this game's been with me since I think it was like 99, because growing up in New York, there was availability for Japanese import stores,
hmm
and there was a lot of that. And this happened to be on the shelf that was there, and I had picked it up in other assorted Japanese games too. So yeah,
Do you
this
know
game's been with me for a long
Japanese,
time.
Anthony?
I wish. I
Okay.
wish.
I know a couple words myself, but that's
I
because I watched
wish.
anime for over 30 years. But
I'm starting to I'm taking classes because I
ooh,
guess
nice.
I turned like 44 this year. So I'm like I would like what midlife, not midlife, right? Midlife language crisis, as I call it, where I would like to learn another language. I've been with my wife for 18 years. She speaks fluent Italian. I know not a word.
Hmm.
So
I
go
don't either.
figure. I'm like, I'm learning I want to learn Japanese. I am dying to learn Japanese because there's a Japanese tactical game. I forgot what it was. It's like cross something, but it only is in Japanese for Sega Saturn.
Hmm.
And I would love to play it. There's no fan translation or anything for it, and I've picked it up at a convention for, I think it was like $3 or something. And I would love to just play through it and understand what it is, what's it all about. So yeah, that's why I have a lot of
Yeah.
shmups, because I don't speak Japanese. So the
Right.
shmups are just
Yeah,
easy.
you could just you just push buttons
Yeah.
Just push
But
and
buttons,
there you
dodge
fly
go.
bullets.
planes,
Yeah, dodge
fly planes,
bullets.
and push buttons. So, but
Yeah.
that's my number one for this year. Honorable mention for number one would have been ReFantasio. So yeah.
See, I still
I
haven't played
just
So
that one. I started
yeah, I haven't
playing
played it either. I have it
I
here.
have it, but I started
Yeah.
playing the other one. What was the other one that Square put out? The
The
Octopath.
triangles. Oh yeah, Octopath.
No, it was the RPG that was originally on the iPad or whatever. But all the backgrounds and stuff are real objects that they made like into the world. Like all the stuff is like they was real life design sets, and they put the 3D characters on those sets. So they
huh,
scanned them
okay.
into the game, and then I just can't remember the name of it. But it looks amazing. And I got maybe 10 hours into it. That was about it. I didn't get a chance to go back to it because I was working on something. So I think something else came out at the time.
What system is that on?
It's on PlayStation. Actually, you know what? I have it listed here. Hold on, because there's on my list of things I need to finish.
Wonder,
Is it Unicorn Overlord?
No, I still need to play that
No.
too.
Yeah, I need to
is
play
it
that too.
Fantasia Neo Dimension?
That sounds
Yes.
very familiar.
This one here?
Yeah, that one. That one. Yeah, that
I
one.
Okay.
have that
Okay.
too.
Yeah, I picked this up on a whim because I saw Square Enix. I'm like, oh, I'm curious, and
Anything
I didn't
Square
realize
Enix, I'll buy.
how the graphics are. I haven't played it yet,
hmm
so
Uh,
there another one I have to get into.
how many of you have beat Evio? A Search for
Evo,
Evolution.
I have.
Yeah.
I've multiple times.
That's another one that's on my list
It's
during
fun.
Christmas break.
Okay, so what's cool is that you can do two alternate paths instead of going the whole thing where you evolve into a mankind and become a caveman.
Uh-huh.
But you could become a dragon, and I think there's something else you could do. I can't remember what the other one was.
Oh
Like
wow.
you can basically kind of divert your evolutionary path to something else depending on what you do
That's cool.
at a certain point in the game.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah. Okay, so let's get into my number one, and we'll finish the episode. So through No introduction. I mean, it's this game right here. I mean, this game, like I knew I wanted to play this because I remember seeing trailers for it, but I didn't know it was a turn-based RPG at first. And Ty Lord was playing it and kept telling me, "You need to get this, Vince. You need to get this, Vince. It's so good. It's so beautiful." And I couldn't find it like a Dan. But like I lucked out because GameStop had got some in and I was able to order it. But I remember him telling me about it and I remember getting it and then I was finishing something else. Then I started playing it. This game is beautiful. It's like you're walking through a painting, which is I won't give any more away. But the way the characters are, the environments, it's so gorgeous. And you follow these characters and I'm trying to like find my own words for this without saying things that you guys have talked about from the two of you. But one of the things I noticed about this game is that it talks and deals with trauma and loss and willpower to continue to move on. It deals with the themes of suicide. It deals with a lot of like how to deal with if you were in a traumatic event that you were damaged or scarred and how you deal with it. Do you put yourself in a situation where you kind of dope yourself up and you don't even think about it, or do you go and try to fix it? Do you go towards escapism? It deals with a lot of themes of about depression and acceptance and accepting one's fate. There's so many themes that are playing around here, but not only that, it's like you have this beautiful music that just kind of like goes deep into your soul. And I got this on pre-order on vinyl on Big Bad Toy Store right now, and I'm waiting for that to come in, but it won't come in until like I think February or March next year. But it is such a great game. And then you have this parry system and you have a jump mechanic, you have a dodge system, and all of these are like separate entities within the combat of your turn base because you have to either do a quick time event with your attacks or the enemy attacks you. You can dodge their attacker. You have to jump out of the way of their attacker. You have to do a parry. And then depending on what you do, if you're successful, there's an extra like skill or attack that you can do, which does more damage. It was really cool to see that a game in 2020-25 could be a turn-based RPG, be as successful as it was. Not this like, because Square has this thing where it's like the only way we can do successful turn-based RPGs now is the 2.5D games. And that's bullshit. Because it's like, look, I know that I want Chrono Trigger. That is my favorite game of all time. But I don't want a 2.D5 remake of that. If I'm getting a remake, I want them to take the Dragon Quest XI engine, reskin it, and just remake it into Chrono Trigger. If you're going to do it like you did Final Fantasy, but do it with the Akira Toriyama art, with them being normal looking characters, not super deformed, with just engross and like this game, I'm hoping gives them a different perspective for what they could do with RPGs because I'm tired of playing an RPG, a fantasy series that I played since I was a kid, and it's all action based. I don't want to play action based. Maybe I don't want to have to sit there and push X multiple times or a dodge button. I want to be able to sit and plan out my moves and be strategic about it and have the story be the main things that drives me instead of the combat. But that's one of the things that Expedition 33 brought because it wasn't just that, it was even more. There was fun and challenging bosses that you could come across within the world. There was fun side characters like SKA, which is such a cool character. Like, and then like when you find out what he's based off of is just so
Yeah.
beautifully done.
Mm-hmm.
And like there's just so much in the world. There's so much level of detail and care that went into this. And you don't see that in modern AAA games. And this is a AAA game, but done by an indie studio by 30 people. And like there's a reason why this won 9 out of the 10 game nominees it got. for at the Game Awards, and people were complaining about the fact that it won. And it's like, get over yourself. Play this, and you'll understand. Just because you play like what Arc Raiders or whatever, and it's like this game didn't need to have any. I even like, oh, it's the white person RPG I heard. I'm like, they're French. There's
What?
multiple races in this game.
Wait, what? That's what you heard?
Yeah.
What?
I heard people
Wow.
complain about the fact that this game being certain things. It's like, it's like it's not inclusive enough, and it's like,
What's tactics?
right? It's set in a fictional European area, right? I just
Oh
it
my god.
Jeez,
it
man.
baffles my
Wow.
mind, like the level of like what people are going to hate on this game. And it's like, this is the game that's going to help save technically the gaming industry. It should, because it does everything it needs to do. It has a great story, great characters, and it technically defined a genre. It defines what RPGs are and what they should be, not what they've become. And it just like, the level of hate that I've seen, it's not a lot, but it's been a lot lately because certain games, it won majority of the nominees for that it got at the Video Game Awards. And like, for someone to sit there and say the white person RPG, they didn't play this because one of the characters is Asian in there. There's also a couple other ethnicities in this game that are not playable, but they're characters that you interact with. And
One of the
it's
playable characters is not even human.
correct.
What are we-
Exactly.
What the
Oh,
Right.
big tall dude.
He's a paintbrush. I mean, but it's
People are just going to complain about anything anymore.
I've heard stuff like exactly, Vince, what you're saying, and on the flip side of that, and in like a lot of RPG Reddit forums, I've heard that this is just to echo what you said, this is a swift kick in the ass to Square Enix, because this is like, hey, look what a studio of 30 people, like, just to repeat what you said, a studio of 30 people, look at what they did with an unknown composer.
correct.
Not even the dream team of Chrono Trigger, like the top A-lister Chrono Trigger dream team. And this,
And with a completely unknown property as well.
Yes.
Like, this is
Correct.
completely new. You didn't
This
know
is
anything about this beforehand.
exactly,
Mhm.
like, this is a completely thought brand new IP. No one knew anything, whatever. And you're putting out stuff like Dragon Quest and whatever. And it's like the 2D, hey, like 2D, whatever it is. And you come up with something like this, and I feel, and I think you guys probably agree with me, this is definitely a swift kick in the ass for Square Enix. Like, hey, Square, this is what you used to be, this is what you've gone to, let's go back to what you used to be, and like, let's redefine what Square Enix was. And
I'll add a caveat to that. I don't mind the action RPG genre. There is going to be people that are going to enjoy those, but I want the turn-based back too.
yeah,
Have both. We can have both.
Well, you can have both. You
Not
can
in
have
the same
both.
game I'm talking
Well,
about.
you
But like,
you could
Technically.
make it. I mean, technically, like, we got Dragon Quest 11 with not only the modern graphics, but then you also had where you could switch it to the old NES version
Mm.
and play
Mhm.
it that way. But you could also make it to where, like with Resident Evil 9 Requiem, you have first person and third person.
third person, yes.
Why couldn't you have both? Because, like,
Yeah.
I know as they tried with 7 remake and rebirth, but it's not great to have like the turn, but it's not efficient.
It's not really turn-based, yeah, because you just sort of pause while you do menus, right? Like, it's
Right.
but it's still basically
Yeah,
action.
no,
Yeah,
not
it's real time.
So, and like, you could literally do that you could literally release a patch where like the characters are doing whatever they need to do, but like you can just select this, blah blah blah, and they'll cast a spell or this, blah. For people that want that, but they don't want to do that, and hopefully this will change their mind. I mean, it's I'm surprised that we're getting 7 in the style that we're getting it, and it's not being a HD 2D remake like that. It's a full on, like, cool chibi, really stylized look with 3D rendered
Mhm.
characters. And like that's what I would take that for Chrono Trigger. But I don't want just like, oh, let's just make the shading and things pop a little bit like they've done with like I like Octopath Traveler. That's great. I liked the Bravely Default and Live Alive remake and stuff like
Yes.
that. But it's like I want more. These games deserve more than the low effort they're putting into this stuff. And a small team can do this and knock it out of the park. It speaks volumes for what they're wasting money wise
But look
at
at Elliot. Look at what is it? The Vision of Elliot or Elliot something? I don't know. Whatever the new
Oh yeah,
people
yeah,
are,
yeah.
oh yeah.
the new IP that Square is coming. Yes, I did. I played the demo. I enjoyed the demo. I thought it was kind of fun. Um, but again, like speaking to what you're saying, it's that 2D, 3D, I don't whatever the hell you want to call it, like sprite esque work that
Yeah.
they're doing, and it's like you have something like Claire, obscure. If I'm saying it correctly, Claire Obscura, that it just speaks volumes of what a small studio did. I mean, Square, please stop putting out. I mean, great, you have a new IP, this new Elliot game. It looks great, and everything, but the visuals are beautiful. But we're really sick and tired of seeing stuff like this because this is now the new what is it like the new form that you're trying to push down our throats. And it, I've seen people on YouTube do Unreal Engine Chrono Trigger, and I'm sit back and I'm like, holy, like, look at Chrono and Magnus, and just wow, just I mean, the fair alone at the beginning blew my mind. Like even now talking about it, I got goosebumps because it just how hard is it to do that? I understand you're not going to pull in the whole team, but you don't have to rewrite Chrono Trigger. It's there right in front of you. It's not like, Magic Knight where you lost the translation, it's gone, but you have it in front of you where you could make it again into something better. Chrono Trigger is not you would basically if Square smartened up and they did something like Unreal for Chrono Trigger, they would just basically be printing money like with no problem. And if you even want to get more crazy, make statues like they did for Tactics, and you would like they were printing money for Agrius and the rest of them.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Can I complain about one thing? I just remembered this, right? So like I don't know
Oh,
if you
go
guys
for it.
downloaded the if you Vince and Jason, if you guys downloaded the free thank you update.
No, not yet, not yet.
No,
Okay,
yeah.
so I even though I didn't have internet, I connected my somehow jury rigged my PlayStation to connect to my phone. So I was able to it was
It
like the old
works.
days of it
It
does
works.
work, yeah. And
It
it was
does
like the
I
work.
old
love
days of downloading music from Napster. I had to wait like 2 or 3 hours for it to download, but it did eventually download. And I was able to play to it. It's very fun. It's like there's a new section, a new area. It's very fun. It's not very long, but it's very fun. And then there's like four extra bosses in the Endless Tower who are fucking hard. I haven't beaten them yet. Um, but
Okay.
even with the broken mail, they're very, very difficult.
They're difficult.
But it reminded me of the one thing that I actually didn't like in Clair Obscur, and that was the platforming sections. Whenever there was a bit of platforming, oh my God. And it's not like it's there's not a lot of it, thankfully. There's not it's very little here and there, but it's enough that every time that it happened, I was like, fuck's sake, can we not do this anymore? Because it's really, really bad. And it's really hard to gauge the jumps. It's like 3D platforming in general for me. I don't like it. I'm already not a very big fan of 3D platforming, like full stop. But especially when you try to like jam it into a game that's not built for 3D platforming, like this one, oh my God. So there was a little bit more of it in the new thank you update section. But like yeah, this one thing.
Is that a real thank you? Is that a backhand thank you for because
No,
like
no,
Thank
it's
you.
a
We're
it's
those
a
going to give
real
you
thank
segments
you.
this.
those segments
It's
were the worst because like I did the first one.
yeah.
The second one I was like, screw it, I'm done. And then I didn't even go back and do it. And then like when you get to the whole volleyball thing, like I just no.
Oh
And
yeah,
I
yeah.
I
I didn't like that
I
either.
got to the third part of it and just couldn't I couldn't get the timing right. I was like, screw this. And I just left it alone. I didn't even do it. I just walked away.
Thankfully, you only need to do the second one for the trophy, for the volleyball one. You don't need to do the third one because I also never did the third one. Yeah, but you still have to do the other gestural games, of course. But like, yeah, it's tough. But like that one platforming one where you're just climbing up, and up. Oh, I fucking hated that so much. Yeah, but like, there's in the thank you update in the new area, there's just one platforming section. It's not very long, and it's not you don't have to do it. Like, it's just to get like an extra thing or whatever.
Yeah.
So you don't have to do it if you don't want to. I think there's a boss up there if I remember correctly. There's one of the bosses up there. Like, it's not necessary by any stretch of the imagination. And it's mercifully short. It's not very long. But yeah, I hated those things. That was the one thing about this game that I hated. Everything else I loved. The platforming was awful.
And to tell you guys, Sandfall Entertainment, I know that you guys watch everybody who talks about this game. Please fix. That's all we ask. You just fix the platforming stuff for number 2, because we know you're working on it.
We don't need that part.
We just don't need that part, or you just scrap it all together, or I don't know, add a double jump. What else could something
or
make the
clever side scrolling.
Nah.
There you go. Yeah, make it change. Yeah, like pull a Donkey Kong Bonanza. Make it to where it changes screen, then it's side scrolling, and that way we can do it, because 3D platforming is hard.
Yeah.
So
Sandfall, no more 3D platforming, and Konami, no more Souls. Souls combat.
There you go.
Yeah. Or so breakable swords.
We know both. Oh yeah, or break.
No durable
anything. So yeah, we know we're all watching Vince's podcast because it's just that famous. So
and if you're not watching, we're gonna go after you.
No, but well, guys, anything to finish up? I think we did hit it on the head with everything, especially platforming and the things we didn't like. Complaining about Square, we love you, Square, but come on.
Well, I mean, that's
why I'm saying we can have both.
Yeah.
I want my turn-based and give the action RPGs to who wants to play those.
I mean, to be fair, I've been enjoying the Final Fantasy VII remakes a lot. Like,
they're great.
They're great. I really like them. I like how much they've added. I like how they've changed up the story. Like, it's really, really fun. I'm very nearly done with Rebirth. I think I'm maybe a couple hours out. But like, yeah, they've been very, very fun. So you can keep doing that. I don't mind that. But also do proper turn-based, 3D turn-based games, because those are great too.
Yep.
Even like Valkyrie Profile, please, Valkyrie Profile versus Valkyrie Elysium, what went on? I'm a gigantic fan of Valkyrie Profile. I love Valkyrie Profile, and it's very, very hard to discuss this, to discuss the state of Square Enix. But I mean, what are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do?
I mean, make games like Valkyrie Profile. The game was mind-blowingly good. Different endings, multiple endings, all this, and just but that's Square for you. Capcom does a better job, in my opinion, with stuff.
Also, this is just wishful thinking. Square, use your Final Fantasy Rebirth engine for Parasite Eve remake.
Yes.
I
concur.
That game works. That game would work with that.
Yes.
Yes.
Because
we know they've talked about doing a remake. I just don't know.
We do have that weird details. Band game coming out.
Yeah, Parasite Mutant looks fantastic.
Yes,
I am going to play that.
Yes, it does.
Yeah. Come on, Phoenix.
Breath of Fire for even collab with with Square and Capcom. You guys just make a new, or buy the rights from Capcom, who are not going to do anything with it, and make us a new Breath of Fire game.
And while we're at it, Konami, make me a new Castlevania, please.
Yeah,
a long ass time.
I'm not gonna.
We have a certain wish list now.
I'm not gonna.
Now, since we're discussing, we're talking directly to the devs and the companies. Yeah.
Right.
I will not touch that. I will not touch that with a 10-foot pole. with Konami and Castlevania. All I could say is just stop making friggin' pachinko machines and put your damn effort into Castlevania because you had an excellent IP and you Lords of Shadow. What did you really honestly think Patrick? What was it? Even Patrick Stewart was gonna. Was it Patrick Stewart? I guess
Yeah,
he was
it
the
I
main
think
was.
he
It
did
was.
focus.
that dude. Yeah,
He
yeah.
did the
He was
narration.
he was
Yeah,
one of the characters. Yeah.
Do you think he was going to save you with that game? I mean,
I
Well, that
don't
was what
yeah.
know.
Mercury, but it wasn't even in-house though.
Yeah, it
That's
was
another
Yeah,
thing.
Mercury
Mercury
Steam.
Steam.
Yeah. So I would say, look, if you want to give it to somebody, give it to like Ninja Theory or
Team
you know,
Cherry.
yeah,
151.
Suda 51 or who's the team that did Stellar Blade? Let them do it. Or you know what?
Shift up.
What is it? Team Silent Science or whatever. Sorry, Black Myth Wukong guys.
Oh, Game Science. Game
Game
Science.
Science. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
let them do the next Castlevania game. That'd be awesome.
That
Come
would
on,
be
guys.
awesome.
Come on,
All
Konami.
right.
You see the success with Silent Hill. Let's
Yeah.
go with Castlevania.
Let's go.
And anyway,
All right. All right.
505 games.
Well, everyone, thank you for being here and watching the episode with us. List down below what's your top 5 games in the comments, and you can also look at the description. It'll be a full list of everything we talked about, so you can find it if you want to pick it up. Guys, thank you for being here. This was fun, and hopefully we will be back next year for our 2026 games, which I know that Onimusha Warlords will be on there for me, or not Warlords, but Way of the Sword will be on there.
Sorry, Vince. Did you want to do a quick what are you looking forward to next
Yeah,
year? Or
we can, or we could
Okay.
do a whole we could do a whole episodes when I get back on that if you wanted.
yeah.
Well, actually, you know
Not
what?
sure
Here,
what to look for.
well, we'll do this. What is one game that you're looking forward to? I said for me, it's Onimusha Way of the Sword. What about you guys? What's one?
I am looking forward to Control Remnant.
Yes, I
Which
just heard
which
about
basically just means I have to replay Control and Alan Wake 2 before that comes out.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
I would
Well,
concur with that. Control and the Onimusha. Just having a new Onimusha just sounds so good. Those are great games.
Monster Hunter Stories 3.
There you go.
That's
And-
set. That's all. I already have a week off when that comes out. So yeah,
Nice.
Monster Hunter Stories 3.
Plus the games that we already mentioned that I haven't got yet today.
Yeah,
Right. Yeah,
The
there's
games
tons
I
of
haven't
ones.
played yet. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and then that, for my buddy Andrew, Resident Evil Requiem,
There's
yeah,
that.
yeah, but
Requiem looks good.
I got to finish 8 still. I haven't finished 8. Damn.
it's good.
Behind.
I
Yeah.
think 8's better than 7, so
Oh, really? Okay. 7's
Yeah.
really good.
Yeah.
All right.
all right, everyone. Well, we'll catch you later. Next episode. Have a happy new year. We'll see you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Cheers.